So this is when it would be nice to have two screens, but I only have one.
Okay, I got a moment. My computer just paused for a second. Yeah, I've got two, which is
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, you just reminded me that I have two screens.
Oh yeah, they're great.
You're welcome.
I'm sitting here crowding all this on this one screen, and I'm like, oh no, you guys are now you're over there.
Okay. So for this particular alien, this is a homebrew 1/2 shot. You are part of the UCSCS Antigone, and uh, it's essentially like it's sort of in system. You shuttle stuff back and forth. There are there are all sorts of crews that go to interesting, exciting places, and that is none of the stuff that you've been doing. You essentially just go out to like podunk little stations and colonies. You take supplies. It's steady. You don't end up having to be gone all that long compared to the people that go out to the rim or far deep space, but you're kind of on the lower end as far as money, glory, interest. Like this is not the place most people are looking for. We're going to start with everybody kind of coming up from cryo, but we have character wise. These are the five people that are on there. Now, the way Alien, of course, works, it would make sense that people could die, but when as you reach the location you're going, there are other NPCs you're able to then kind of hop into. So it's not unusual for if a character dies to then take on somebody else, and each character has some agendas. So there is a bit of sometimes PvP, or at least players working against each other in these, and those I know. I think with Mikey and Dave, we've played games like that before. I don't know if Robbie
Oh yeah.
has, but what I've always found is as long as people are like talking out of character around it, that stuff's usually been fun. But part of it is the paranoia and everything else that goes into it from working class people who are stuck on these ships heading out to the rim and not. But here we have Captain Lisa Prillo, pilot Tiziano Di Benedito, and I'm going to wreck some of these pronunciations. The two roughnecks, Carme Pichel, and Ilya Slubajanin, and then the company man, Kasim Hanahi. These
He
are
sounds Greek.
these are the five different characters, and if you want to open them up, there are, if you click on them, on the bio and info, there's just a real quick thing about where they're at, and then there is, on the character sheet, you can go and see, like, some of the basic stuff that they have. You have a signature item, which is the thing that you kind of interact with that can help with stress. And there's not a whole lot as far as, like, equipment and other stuff goes. One of the nice things about Alien is they make creating characters happen real fast.
Okay, I must not be seeing where this
Oh,
is.
so yeah, if you're familiar with Roll20, over on the right hand, there's the little bar, or the
A
sidebar.
scroll.
The
Yeah.
one that looks like a newspaper is the journal.
Okay.
And if you
All right.
open there, there should be one that says a little folder that says USCSS Antigone,
Gotcha.
and the five characters are underneath that.
Dang, that's the Antigon. What you talking about? Um,
Everything worked out fine for Antigone. We should be good.
sure did.
That was a fairy tale.
All right. So are we just picking who we want to be, or have you already done that?
No, you will. These are the five people right now who are on the ship, and you'll be choosing from one of those five.
Okay.
Uh, mm, none of these says Jack Burton to me.
The pilot might be closest, although I have to say I have not seen uh, Big Trouble in Little China.
You should remedy that.
I actually should. I should actually see where that's because I have 2 weeks of nothing but time.
You know, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna. If nobody else is gonna pick, I'm gonna pick Tiz just because I like the last line, and Tiz is starting to lose patience. He's chained to this ship and running at the beck of call of people who piss away more money than Tiz will ever make, and Tiz is starting to lose patience.
I'm liking Kasim Hanachi, just because I know I can pronounce that.
Hanachi? Okay. Also, Mikey, you're going to see a little folder probably just popped up that says agendas, and there's an Act 1 in there, and for your character, and the same thing for David.
Okay.
And Robbie, any of them looking interesting?
Um, um, well, right now I'm looking at um, who am I looking at? Carm,
Mm-hmm.
which looks fine to me.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. So one of the Roughnecks.
yeah.
All right. Then you are also going to have journal things show up, and I think what might be a little helpful for you, are you able on the desktop to reach the Roll20 website?
Me?
Yeah.
Um,
Does it block the whole website, or just if you try to connect to a game?
it's the whole website.
Okay.
I'm looking at it on my phone,
Okay.
which doesn't go through the firewall. It's um, yeah. So I can go with this for now, and hopefully at some point we might have somebody turn on the website there.
Okay. Yeah, because I was saying on the website, I think there's a way where I can put like, oh, go ahead and show this stuff. So you have in that agenda that everyone should now be showing. This is essentially what your character is kind of basic stuff goal is. If you go towards that, if you do something that corresponds with that during each act, you get story points. And story points, you can have a maximum of 3. And what the story points lets you do is it gives you free rerolls, and yeah, you can basically re-roll fail dice. So if you've re-rolled some stuff, you can have a maximum of 3, but the story points are something that you will end up gaining.
So this agenda that we have,
Uh-huh.
the rest of the crew doesn't know this information.
Correct. It's something you can tell them. You can talk OOC about it if you want. You could make it something that your character is vocally loud about. You could make it something they do kind of on the down low. And part of this is here one of the kind of keys of it is having the tension between people who have different goals put together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty common thing in an alien story.
Okay.
All right, so it's the standard. You've been in sleep while you've been in hypersleep. You come out of cryo. Thing comes up when you come out of cryo. You tend to be kind of dehydrated and very hungry. As it opens up, however, things right now there's already some warning lights going. As you pop up, and I'll say, Tiz, you can see on the thing across from you, there seems to have been a problem with one of the thrusters since you went into sleep.
Oh, great. All right. Well, I'm assuming there's probably, since we come up dehydrated and hungry, there's probably water nearby.
Yeah, and there's like the food and such that's ready for you in the kitchen to get up pretty quickly.
Well, I just grab a bottle of water and go start diagnostics.
Okay. Yeah, Captain Lease looks up and, oh, shit. I'll go talk to Mother, find out what's going on. And Mother's the name of the AI. But also, tech-wise, is 1970s idea of the future. So everything is big and clunky and
Boxy.
and dot matrixy.
And everybody over 30 has to be turned into food.
Yep. I haven't seen that movie yet. I didn't know it was Logan's Run with cannibalism.
No, I just mashed up Logan's Run and Soylent Green.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Soylent Green was like above a certain age, and I just knew they'd eat them. Okay, so
Since let's see here. Uh,
so here towards the very beginning, part of it's going to show you how the system works. So
All right. Well, she's asking Mother what's up, so I'm going to try and figure out where we're at.
okay,
Because being the pilot, that's going to be the first step to getting us where we're supposed to be.
okay,
So if there's a problem with the thruster, likely we're not where we were supposed to be.
yeah. You rush up to go check out, and one of the things that the Roughnecks have to do is a lot of repair stuff. What are Kasim and Karm doing?
well,
Uh,
as an agent representing the company overseeing this thing, I'm gonna make sure that uh, our ship is okay. So my plan is to kind of follow up on what Tiz is it Tiz
Mm-hmm.
Tiz is doing, and check in on the cargo, make sure that everything's okay. I'm also gonna find some lotion because, damn, I'm itchy.
And then for Karm,
I think yeah, Carm is probably going to go as a roughneck. Probably be interested in looking at what's going on with the cargo and uh, kind of go down there. But while heading down there, just kind of scope out what's happening on the ship.
okay. Yeah, cargo. The stuff that you're hauling, by the way, thrown sort of up in the thing. You've got it's a regular kind of supply run. You've got the food, medicine, and all the rest of the stuff for the colony that you're going towards. Mining tools. There's also a classified group of crates and such that will be delivered to Captain Florencio Montolio, and also classified bunch of crates and stuff that are being sent to Dr. Benedito Lorenco. So then you're also given a bit of R&R once you arrive. As you rush through, let's start with Mikey because you're closest to the bridge
Mm-hmm.
as far as the cargo as you rush through. You pop in and you're checking like location.
Yeah, we need to figure out where we're at.
Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do is make a comms tech roll. So for
Okay.
that, what all you need to do is click on the comms tech skill.
On my character sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Navigate this.
Yeah. So the
Wow, there's a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So down. Yeah, that's sort of
Got
like
it.
towards down, right? So if you
Yep.
click on that, it should then ask you if you have any like if you may need to-
Modifiers.
yeah, you may need to move if it because it pops up in the center. It usually pops up directly underneath your character sheet. So if you
Mhm.
just slide that over, it'll ask you no modifiers on this.
So submit 0.
All right. So you got 2 hits, so you don't need to like push the dice or anything. So you are slightly off course, but it's not much. Like you've probably lost about a day. The only thing is someone's gonna have to get in there and actually like do a couple physical repairs. This piece of crap's been coming apart for a long time, and that seems to be more than likely what's happened.
All right. So I'm gonna hop on the comm link and just do a general broadcast over the whole ship, but addressed to the captain because the Roughnecks are gonna have to know what they're gonna do, and she's likely gonna order them.
Mm-hmm.
Captain, we're about a day off course, and I just detail the problem, where it's at, and in as quick, terse, and technical a summary as I can.
Okay. Damn it! It kind of like the comm system comes up through the whole ship. How are things in cargo bay? Yeah, you two probably hit the cargo bay about the same time. First of all, it's fucking cold. Like the just your feet on the thing because normally you've got some time to like take a shower, get something to eat and such before you go. But the cargo bay itself, Karim, you see fairly quickly. One of the things that happened is one of the straps that kept some of the things secure came loose at some point, and during some sort of a maneuver it made, the things moved so that you can actually see part of what got damaged on part of the wall, which must have hit something, like hit hard enough to hit something inside that's actually like attached to the engines.
And this can I tell enough to know which part of the cargo it was? You were saying that we have various things that were moving along. Is this part of?
Yeah, what you're seeing, and this is something that Kasim, you're also going to notice immediately. One of the things being sent to the scientists, they've got like a number of crate stuff set aside. One of those, its straps and such came undone, so one of those is slammed pretty hard into the side of the wall.
Um, well, I think maybe I'm debating. Should I go look at the cargo? Should I go look at the thing that ran into the engine? I think I'm going to head over to the cargo first,
Hmm.
that loose cargo, to just kind of inspect what's happened to that.
Okay.
I'm going to do that as well and try to help see if we can't lock it back down so this doesn't happen again.
Okay. So you can see like the scrapes along the bottom, and it's one where as you go and kind of check some other ones, like you at some point on the way here, there was like probably a high G emergency maneuver that took place during that. Uh, uh, yeah, during the propulsion, and some of this got loose. Now everything is supposed to be up to spec. Apparently, these particular tie downs and strap downs, which were rated for about 1.5 times more than the weight that they're holding down, should have kept in, but it seemed to have come frayed, come loose, and slammed part of it into the wall.
Do we have replacement straps we can swap out?
Yeah, though there's other stuff there in the place.
All right, I'm going to start the process of doing that because this is too valuable to let it get slammed around. So,
Okay.
and then when I'm done with that, I'm planning. We have a medical officer or a medical.
You've got like a med doc, and then you've got
Okay.
like some drugs and stuff around there, but you don't have like a medic on the. There's some people
No.
that have a little bit of medical background, but not a whole lot.
All right, because I'm going to need to do something. This is now I'm getting a really bad headache, and the itching is driving me nuts.
Okay.
So I find something. I don't know if I came in contact with an allergen or something, but it's starting to get really bad.
Okay. So while Kasim's doing that, what are you doing?
I think Carm, sees him starting to, deal with the strap down. Now, do I have a communication link to the
It's not
captain?
a communication link, but there is a intercom you can hit on the wall.
Yeah, so I think I go over to the intercom and quickly report on what is happening, and I will also report that we may need some medical attention. That you know my companion is complaining of itches, scratches, heat,
Mm.
right, and it looks like there may be some medical needs here. I'm gonna though then say I'm gonna go check out the damage to the ship that the kind of cargo has caused, to see what I can do to help get the ship back together.
Okay. So you're working on the ship itself a little bit more.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll kind of look. You said that the cargo had kind of slammed into a
It's part of the wall that goes by a coupling, and it's one of those things that like
right,
ships that were a little better made than the one that you're on. Make sure that there's nothing in the
right,
cargo bay that's close enough. But you
right.
unfortunately are not on one of those. Um, if
Hmm.
both you and Kasim want to make a heavy machinery roll,
All right.
and
Also, just as an FYI,
uh
Carm and Tiz are the only two with medical training on their character sheets.
okay. Also, okay. And Robbie, let me know if you want us to make that roll for you.
Yeah, because I mean I have my character sheet up here. I mean I see that I have a heavy machinery uh
Easier for me to,
skill.
for me to roll it for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Okay. So, whoa. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong part. No modifiers.
Um,
Okay. So here's where we show how stress works. and pushing your rolls. So Kasim, you managed to kind of get it down. You get the stuff back in. You get another thing on there. Carm, as you're going through, like, so part of the actual hull has been, or this part, the hull makes it sound like it reaches the outside, but this part of the interior is like kind of cracked in there. You kind of reach in. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get to it. So I got no successes for you. Now that's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's on 7 dice because it's your strength plus your heavy machinery, and it's a 6 as a success. What you can do is you can take a stress to re-roll your dice. It's called pushing your die roll.
Right.
You want to do that?
Yeah, and since I get to roll so many, that seems like a pretty good option at this point to go on and push it. And
Yep. Now, what happens here? So we push it for you. What you should notice is you're actually going to roll 8 dice because you do roll a stress die along with it. Now, yeah, you got a success, so you're good. Whenever you push, you get stress. Whenever you're in stressful situations, you can get stressed. Now, stress can be useful because stress gives you more dice to roll. But if a face hugger comes up, you make a panic roll. And the panic roll is you basically make a roll, you add in your whatever your current, like it's a D6, you add your current stress level. And in the rules stuff, I actually kind of put the thing, like early on, it's actually not that big a deal. So, like 1 to 6, you're keeping it together, you keep your nerves in check. You like 7, nervous twitch, your stress level and the stress levels of all friendly PCs in short range of you increase by 1. So you're getting more dice when you use it, but then you're risking a panic roll. Like if you get 15 or more on a D6, which means you have to have a lot of stress, that's like catatonic. You can't do anything. There's also like berserk, scream, flee, seek cover, freeze, drop item, tremble. All of these things that are a part of it. Now, stress can come back. Like if you have one turn, which is like 10 minutes, where you are able to sort of chill, relax, 1 point of stress goes away. You can use something with your signature item. You can take like a moment with your signature item once an act, and 1 point of stress will go away. Like here in a little bit, all of your stress is going to go away. There's not a whole lot of stress, but you'll end up being fine. So the way the stress works is you get more of it, it gives you more chances for success because you have both a success and a face hugger on the stress dice. So basically, stress die rolls a 6 or a 1, you get a result of some sort. So that is how those work. And then for for Karm, once per act or session, or act for cinematic, you may ignore all face huggers from 1 roll.
We
Okay, so that's how the pushing your roll and stress stuff works. So yeah, at first it is like you're not quite kind of getting. You manage to like kind of push out that part of like the hatch that you normally should be able to. You manage to kind of get in there, and it's one of those. It's a little problem that honestly, if anybody had been like awake when it happened, it'd have been fixed in 2 minutes.
right.
But it lets you kind of get off course in this case. Yeah, Tiz, you see the red light from the starboard engine just goes off. Everything's green.
Well, that was quick.
Yep. And then Lise steps out of talking with Mother. Goes, we okay and back on course?
Well, the engine's back up.
Well, get us back on course, Tiz.
You got it. In the meantime, you should be aware that that a Kasim has an itch.
What? Kasim is.
An itch.
We all have itches.
He's itchy.
We just woke up from cryo. What the fuck does he want me to do about it?
I don't know. It's his crotch rot, not mine.
Go ahead and make a piloting roll.
Sorry. Okay. Piloting. No modifiers?
Correct.
There we go. I got nothing.
You want to push that?
I'm gonna stress and push that. All right. So, what do I do?
What you do is you click on the stress level. You just click 1. And then click the same piloting skill again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There we go.
And yeah, that's one where if you have some successes, we do it a little bit different. Like you roll the base dice and then the stress dice. or we can actually just ignore the ones that are in the same locations. Honestly, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Yeah, you're fine. And you go through there. There's for a moment you're like not quite sure you have it, and then okay, because it's a lot of math.
Yeah, but cryo,
Yeah.
it's forgivable. We just came out of cryo, you know.
Yep. And you're back on, and a couple minutes later, now go ahead. You can erase all stress because you're gonna have plenty of time between now and actual setting down for stress to go away. All right, all 5 of you are. Ilya, during all this, while everyone's getting the other shit done, Ilya went in and started making food in the mess hall.
That's because Iliad's got his priorities straight.
Ilya looks over. Kasim is going to go and check the cargo bay. I assume I should be the one to make the meal. Kind of sets down the. It's not great. It's sort of flavored protein put together. Better than an MRE in sort of common days, but gets all that set up for you. Lise is just like, Karm, Ilya, what the hell happened with the tie downs?
Well, like the thing that was not supposed to failed. It should have maintained its position with even being heavier, but yet somehow it came loose, broke through. It was frayed or something. I don't know. Maybe there was an inherent defect. I don't know, but it's secured now.
And then Lise looks over at Karm.
Well, you know how the people who load up these ships are not the ones that have to fly in the ship. So I suspect that it was just a botched job when the cargo was putting on the ship, and people not really thinking about what they needed to be doing.
Captain kind of, and like everyone's got a little bit of a headache, and everyone's got a bit of an itch.
Does the inside of your mouth itch? I need a shot. I don't know what, but it's driving me nuts.
Get over here and let me look at you.
Your voice is starting to piss me off.
Yeah, well, welcome to Tuesday. Get over here and let me look at you.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna check him out. I don't have any equipment that diagnose humans.
Yeah. However, I have an electrode I can shove somewhere if it'll shut him up.
Seegson system diagnostic. Let's figure out.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead, and click medical aid.
Yeah, I got one.
It's just this is what the thing is. He's a company guy. He's probably not used to going on trips as much.
No.
In cryo, and this is like the thing is y'all have made a whole bunch of real short hops, so you've come out of cryo more than most people who, like the people who go way out there, they end up in one really long thing of cryo. But this is exactly the kind of thing that happens.
I hand him a tube of anti-itch cream.
Thank you. And I begin to slather it. I take my shirt off and just start covering myself.
You have quarters for that.
I don't have time. Okay, doing this now, right?
We're trying to eat our enriched protein mulch.
Then ignore what I'm doing and just stuff your pie hole.
That's appetizing. Okay.
Ilch takes looks at you and goes, "You just had you had anti-itch on you."
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I pulled it out of a med kit.
Okay.
I'm assuming there were med kits.
Oh, yeah, there are. I just actually thought like maybe it's just something you have on you.
No. I went over to open one of the med kits off the wall and pulled out the anti-itch cream and threw it to him.
Feels good. That feels real good. Oh, can somebody scratch my back? Can't reach the.
No. We've hit the
Ilya
end
just
of
sort
my
stands
medical
and goes,
abilities.
I gotta use the bathroom.
I have to something.
I'm gonna put some on the wall and lay on the wall and do this. Oh.
You're cleaning that up. I'm sorry, Captain. Didn't mean to step on your toes, but he really should
That's
clean
fine.
that up.
No, that's just common decency. All right. Anything anybody wants to do before we cut to you arriving at Fallon's Reach?
I think that Carmel, at a moment asked the captain about the cargo that we're carrying and say, look, the cargo that was not secured and that was bouncing around was some of that stuff that we're carrying for a scientist. And I'm always uneasy when we're not told what exactly is in the cargo.
At least just 'cause companies, classified stuff were taken to the head of security and to their scientists. I don't know what it is. And if I knew what it was, at least for the scientist stuff, I don't know if I'd understand it.
So to send you a private message, it's slash in your name.
Yep.
Okay.
Hmm. What is happening?
Yeah, and at least goes like, listen, Carm, I don't particularly like it either, but right now we're getting paid to just shuttle shit back and forth. This is a standard milk run. We got a week of R&R we're supposed to do on Fallon's Reach and the Seegson colony, which I looking forward to, but that's probably because we're taking shit back. I learned not to ask questions anymore.
Well, it's not letting me send it to you.
Oh.
All right. So
it might be /W. Yep, it's /W.
okay.
Yeah, so Carm, I don't know if you said anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grumbling. I'm just like, well, I've been on ships before where there's been classified cargo, and it always sets me on edge.
He goes, well, I mean, we got what we got. But, we'll be down in a day. It's taken care of. Yeah, and we'll say, Cassine, you see Ilya, like, looking through some weird shit, like going through and, like, pulling out drawers and the kind of unusual places.
Who's this?
Ilya's the other roughneck.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing? Why are you going through all that stuff?
Kind of turns and just, it kind of looks and is like, listen, I know you're a company man, but, like, you let things slide, correct?
Not normally, no.
I was looking for a shot. I happen to have a bottle or two stashed somewhere, but they're not here.
Bottle or two of what?
Of vodka.
Oh, I was thinking medical shot, not shot.
No. The kind of shot you asked for. I figured, what the hell, get you a little bit, but they're not. Kind of kicks in the things. Not here.
Well, I don't know. Maybe one of the other people on the board decided they needed it more. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
If you see someone with it, you tell me, okay?
Certainly. I'm going to assume it's vodka.
Yeah. Mikey, go ahead and make a observation roll.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Wow. No way.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. As part of this, to see like how well you're able to make sure something's sort of hidden away. So you wanted to sequester some of the stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not hard to kind of get some time to head down to the cargo bay. This is one that I don't know why that's big. Who dropped that? Oh yeah, there's also like little things if we need them. I've got some stuff for your characters here on deck B. Like basically tokens. We won't need them at this part of it. Not until we get to the base itself. But yeah, it's one of those things. You think you managed to hide it away and replace it with a few other crates and such, so you don't think anybody's going to notice. It's some stuff in the middle, but you did find the marked stuff, and whoever put it there was smart enough to make sure that it was not something that's like on the outside or going to be easily found.
Good deal.
Now the rest of you have no clue what's going on. Yeah, a few things sort of moved around. So anything else before we hit Fallon's Reach?
I'm just going to try to, I don't know, change my clothes, put on some more cream.
Yeah.
See if that works for now.
You've got about a day. Usually you come out with like maybe 12 hours. But here you've got about 36 just to get back on case and get there.
Sure. Just keep talking.
Before too long, You kind of go through, make sure everything's done. You arrive on Fallon's Reach. You drop down onto the launch pad, and you are greeted fairly quickly by several people. You've got Dr. Benedito Lorenco, who's the head scientist, Dr. Rebecca Catania, who's the medic of the place, and Captain Florencio Montillo, who are basically waiting outside your ship once the ramp comes down. The captain steps forward.
Ball me -10.
Yeah, nice and cold. They're fairly well wrapped up.
All right. I'm gonna pretty much head straight for the med lab.
Okay.
I can't. If I'm around you guys much longer, someone's gonna get hurt.
What? That seems like a safe bet. I think maybe they've got some more.
Robbie, which one did you hit? Or just seeing if you could roll it from?
Do what?
Oh,
Rob,
out of curiosity,
roll.
which one did you hit? We'll just see if you could roll it from your phone.
Oh, I don't. Did I hit something? I didn't.
Yeah, you ended up rolling a D66.
Oh, I think it made that was a mistake.
Cool.
It was a
Yeah.
butt roll.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna just let you know if you were seeing if you could roll from your phone. Apparently, you can.
Well, yeah, it's on my character sheet, but I think I was just kind of scrolling around and I hit it by mistake. Yeah.
Anybody talk with any of the those heads, or you let the captain take care of it?
Well, I'm going to hang back. We know these people, right?
You have not been here before. Or most of you, I think. Was it one of you know somebody here?
I know.
I know
I
one of the
know.
doctors,
Yeah. Let me check your.
which is why I'm gonna head to the med lab first, because you assholes are just about to make me go nuts.
Yeah, a couple of you have been here before. Kasim, this is probably the first time you've been here. You used to be in sort of like a better area. So right now you're kind of stuck on these stupid milk runs. So the place itself, I don't know if you happen to check out the information, but it was essentially like a mining colony that was set up that also became a central hub for people who are going out to the rims. The problem has become between the gravity 0.8 G's, atmosphere is breathable, which is great, but the high temperature was around -10 degrees Celsius. It is over twice population. There's a number of refugees, and as you flew in, you can kind of see if you look in the upper left hand corner, you've got the map of the overview of the station.
Mm-hmm.
Those cargo containers that are scattered around, and it's not uncommon to see those sort of left where they're at, when a colony like this is set up, because particularly as cold as it is, it's not like people are heading outside much, so they don't throw it to one area so the view is prettier. But a number of those have actually been turned into makeshift homes. And you have a good amount of refugees, and as you step through from the space, even places in the spaceport, you see that there are quite a few places where you have here also, by the way, I will throw your character stuff over here. I think Mikey, Jody, grab control of yours.
I don't know. Did I?
I'm not seeing your character here. Let me.
I see him. He's on level 2. There's nothing I can do to him.
Oh, where? Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Let me actually make sure these are controlled by Mikey. Save changes. Kasim.
Oh, yay.
Controlled by David and Carm. Controlled by Robbie. Okay. Yeah, this is one where for a lot of the stuff we won't need to know specifics, but there are times where it'll be very important to know who's sort of where. So all of you should now be able to control your character's token.
All right.
Was what?
Are the character tokens on the map or something?
Yeah, up on the upper left.
Oh, okay. I see
Yeah, so
them.
yeah, basically, this is split into 4 things. Upper left is the overview. This is the outside of it. If you hit like right click and scroll, it'll take you places.
Okay.
But yeah, there are people sort of lined up in open available spaces. Like the spaceport itself does get some visitors. Right now, there aren't other uh, ships that are currently here. I mean, there are all like kind of off of the spaceport. There are some standard shuttles and other stuff that they'll use on occasion, but there's no visitors it seems. But you have people kind of crammed into the spaces where they can, making little homes.
Is there was there something that we'd be able to read about this? Because I'm not finding anything.
Oh, as far as
Yeah, because you asked if we hadn't read, and
like there's just that little bit. I think I sent you the other day, but it's right in between
ah,
the top ones. It's just got that little bit of like one. It's got the list of stuff that you're bringing, and then the current capacity. It's double the current how many people are supposed to be there.
okay.
And there are between you see some of the people are clearly refugees
Yeah.
who are set up, and then you have others who are um, luckily they're probably those who have some company people who don't have the housing that they're supposed to have.
So I asked Cat, what's up with the all the people around here?
Um,
This is literally twice what's supposed to be here, at least.
yeah, Florencia just kind of like he lets out a long sigh and then just like rubs his eyes. Well, this is the kind of place where people dump off those that aren't gonna be welcome further in towards civilized space. You want to
I
come back
give a
from
meaningful glance toward the spaceport.
yeah. Then they're coming back from the rim. They don't want to stay out here, but they've got a ship heading back, and they're wanted or some other trouble. So basically, what's happened is we've had a ton of trouble ever since the population got way too big. We've got fights. I mean, essentially, my men are far busier than they should be.
Mm.
Any place you need to know about?
I think that when we, meet the
Mm-hmm.
doctors, what Carm would be interested in probably feels like, okay, I need to make sure that, yeah, we've got the cargo here, but if I can kind of hang back to help with the unloading of the cargo, I think I would, show them, are there other roughnecks that are kind of coming up to help unload the ship?
Yep.
So I think I would try to just kind of get in with them and help with the unloading, but also kind of use that as an opportunity to kind of inspect this cargo that we were carrying.
Yeah. So as you're pulling stuff out, go ahead and make an observation roll.
Okay, and if you wouldn't mind doing that, it looks like um, I have no observation, right?
Correct. So which means you just roll your wits.
Right.
Yep. No hits.
You can push that though if you want.
I don't. Oh, with that one, I don't know that I will push that one. I guess I could. I mean, it's not like we're gonna be like super. Let me go on and push that once. See what happens.
Oh, all right, you push it. You get a stress, but no. Yeah, everything kind of seems on the up and up. You're checking basically to make sure that none of the. I would say generally you can only push once, but some of you will have a talent that lets you push like certain things twice.
Right.
Um, yeah, everything seems like it's on the up and up. You're not seeing any damage from what got shifted during there. There's a bunch of the people that come on are some of them almost rushing to be the ones to take stuff to various places, and you've seen this before. This is the kind of place where essentially you get paid if you take stuff. If other people get there ahead of time, this is essentially what happens when there's not enough jobs for way too many people.
Yeah, yeah.
So while Carm's in there and Kasim is in looking for a med station, I'm going to let Montolio know that I have a couple crates stashed away discreetly, and we're gonna have to make an arrangement to transfer those.
Okay, I want to check real quick. Are you letting him know that someone else paid? Because you're supposed to have them go missing from the stash delivered. So are you telling him that you've been?
Oh, no, no. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know because it said
Ursmar. Yeah,
to go missing.
Ursmar is who kind of paid you to have a
Oh, okay.
couple
Well,
go.
then I just shut the fuck up. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
You're probably looking
I
for
thought
Ursmar.
I thought the goal was to shift them to Montolio. So,
Oh no no.
but no,
Yeah,
okay.
these are the
Apparently,
ones
no,
that
no.
are being delivered to Montolio.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, we got R&R.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna go find a place that serves better quality protein.
yeah, yeah,
Berry Bones Bar.
yeah. The thing the unfortunate thing is, there's only literally going to be a single place in a place like this that will have alcohol, and it's all company out shit. So they actually the prices tend to be pretty good, but that's just because all the money that's being paid goes straight back to the company.
Yeah. All
And
right.
they're
Well,
also encourage people to drink more.
and Ursmar is not around here, right?
No, he won't be at the spaceport, but the bar is actually a good place to find him.
All right. So I'm headed to. Well, I'm at. Okay. So Ursmar might be here. So I'm gonna head to Barry Bones. Yeah.
Okay. So you're heading to the Berry Bones, and we got Kasim. You're going to the Med Bay, and then
Yep.
Carm. Are you doing anything after as you're helping them get this stuff unloaded?
I guess the only other thing would be while I'm doing that, have some, brief conversations with some of the roughnecks there on the, that are coming in, and asking them, what's been happening, why are there so many refugees here, just trying to get some information from them about how things have been uh, at the station.
Yeah, one of the guys, as you're kind of going through and getting this stuff put together, just sort of looks at you and goes, frankly, stuff around here has been not great. There's too many people. There's barely enough food. There's been rationing here and there. I mean, do you have an extra berth? Are you hiring someone on the way back to civilization?
Uh, I don't know that we really know what our orders are at this point. There might be extra berth on the ship.
Look, I'm just saying, if you haven't have an extra spot, I'm desperately looking for something because I don't know. I got to be honest. Things feel like they're coming to a head soon. And if we don't get the hell off this boat or off this rock sometime soon, uh, I don't know how it's going to be.
Yeah, I think Carm will say, well, I'll yeah, Carm assesses him. If he looks like he's you know, a fit roughneck, um, I'll take his name and say, yeah, once I find out what our plans are, I'll get back to you.
He just kind of nods and goes, Takuru. And listen, I don't. I know that you're going to probably be asked this by 1,500 people, but if some shit goes down, if I hear about it, I'll let you know because things have been tense. Just keep your head down, okay?
Um, I'm going to ask one more question, then I'll say, tense in what way? What's causing the problem?
I mean, look, we got like double the amount of people that should be here. I mean, like right now in the spaceport, we got a bunch of people set up and we got room, but all throughout it, we got people who are making bunks in places they ain't supposed to be. We've got people staying in containers out where it's freezing cold. Um, there's not enough security, and there's too many people in bad ways in this place, and that never adds up well. Because the thing is, if something happens here, by the time anybody shows up and finds out about it, whoever can be here can either be off world if a ship comes through or be the de facto. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that, like, a colony has been taken over by the people and then the company just decides it's easier to let those who were in charge go away. But they got a little bit. The weapons they got seem out of proportion for a place like this sometimes. Too many guards.
All right. Well, I'll keep my eyes open and my you know ears poised to hear what I can hear. But I'll if I find out we have some need for another roughneck on the ship when we take off from here, I'll get back to you.
Okay. I'm going to also give you another stress, and also actually everyone's going to take another stress everyone's going to end up taking a stress as you go further into it. Partly because Karm, you start looking around and you're noticing the guards here are a little better armored than you tend to see, and like the weaponry looks like like you've been to plenty of places like this. You've been here before, and generally what you see is not at this level.
Yeah.
I mean, the guards themselves look like they're cut from the same cloth you've seen before, but it looks like they're equipped a little better than maybe they should be. For everyone else, the tension as you go through is kind of palpable. As you're heading through, you can just sort of feel that there's something in the air. So we start with the med bay.
Okay.
Yeah, over on D block, medical.
Yes.
Yeah, as you are you waiting? Are you waiting there, or do you?
Well, I'm looking specifically for one. I need a doctor.
Okay.
That, and I do think I know somebody here. If I'm not mistaken.
Itchy.
My inside my spine is now starting to itch.
I would say the specific person you're looking for is actually not a medical doctor. They're the head scientist.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, once I'm done there, I'm going to ask around for
Okay.
that particular person.
Yeah, you end up seeing someone itch. You're like, okay, here's an antihistamine. They're like, probably just a little bit of extreme cryo sickness. It happens. Go through and they kind of give you the shot, which very quickly just sort of like eases off a little bit of the difficulties.
Okay.
And as you are headed through, as you sort of come back, you see that there's a bunch of the crates and such that were taken that are going kind of towards the Seegson module. You run into Dr. Benedito Lorenzo.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. How well do you know Benedito?
We're acquaintances. I wouldn't say we're not drinking buddies or anything, but I wouldn't not drink with him if that were the case.
Okay. So he's taking some stuff through with a number of other scientists and some of the guards. Do you see him in the hallway? What do you do?
I'd say, hey, Doc. I don't know if you remember me. We met a while ago, and I just gotta ask that there's some tension here. Something is happening. Can you tell me what's going on so I don't walk blindly into something I don't need to walk into blindly?
He kind of gets a look on his face. People think they can just drop off any of the flotsam that they need here in town, or here on the station, and they stay. So right now, we have far more people than we were ever supposed to have. It's also far less company people than we're supposed to have. A healthy black market's been set up, and that means trouble.
So stay away from the black market is what you're saying.
If I were you, I might stay as far away from a lot of... Look,
Gotcha.
things might be happening here soon. You happen to... you showed up with some of the equipment that was needed. But we very soon are going to be working on trying to get this station back down to the amount of population it was supposed to have. We're at about double right now.
So what are you saying that are you saying that you're paying a premium to get some of these people off of here?
Kind of smiles and goes, I don't think we'll need to pay much of a premium. They're going to be removed one way or the other. Because it takes a moment and goes, how much room do you have on your ship to take living cargo?
Well, sadly, that's not my call to make. I only transport cargo that's not living.
Yeah.
So
the other problem is if basically people don't do very well in hyperspace if they're not in cryo.
right,
So yeah, it's one of those things where you can be awake during it, but it has effects on the people who are not in cryo, and there's only
right,
so many cryo chambers you have.
right. So, well, if anything comes open, I'll let you know. But yeah, I just got an odd feeling about this. And do you have any? I know you're not a medical doctor. But do you have anything for a headache on you? Because my head is about to split open.
In case you look, he's like, um, I would check in medical. I don't think
I just came from there, and I didn't have a headache when I left, but now I do.
I might head back. It's probably something with the coming out of the cryo sleep. They've
Hey,
at
you
least
know,
got aspirin.
this isn't my first rodeo. I know I haven't done it as much as these roughnecks, but this is not normal. I'm telling you. Anyway, thanks for your help, Doc. I'll talk to you later. Maybe I'll buy you a drink at the bar.
Okay. He kind of nods, and then as like some of the other crates and stuff are taken through, he goes and ends up joining them, and as they go into the Steeson module in places where you don't have right now the credentials to go.
Okay.
So, Mikey.
Yeah, I'm going to head back to D Block and get something for my head.
Okay. And we'll say at some point all of you are going to meet in the bar because it'll be after we do stuff with Mikey. It might be not a bad
Yep,
thing to get all of you.
that was my next plan.
The nice thing about the bar is you can actually get food that is not like the protein pastes type shit that they make. That like you get a couple things that are more edible, but here they can grow actual food.
That is the kind of sugar Papa likes.
Yep. Yeah. So Mikey, you head into the bar. There are a number of people there, and it's always weird because since the shifts go differently in places like this, it doesn't have a 24-hour sun cycle. The sun cycle itself is closer to 9 hours. So it ends up like there really isn't a day-night time in the same way that we tend to think about it. So there's a good chance some of the mining people are here on 3 shifts. So there's also a good chance some of them are actually sharing bunks. Where when one person's off on the thing, another person's crashing out in it. So yeah, as you go in, there's actually a decent amount of people who are there. There's a thing where it's that Wild West moment where they sort of turn because literally there's 212 people. Everybody knows everybody in a space like this, and you are clearly who nobody knows.
No. Oh wait, no.
No, and you see Ursmar sort of stands up at one of the back tables and kind of waves over. Tiz! What is your relationship with Ursmar?
I have done some things for Ursmar occasionally to make retirement a possibility.
One thing you are aware of, Ursmar likes to run guns. Ursmar essentially has either set up or been a part of black market operations in a number of these burgeoning stations. And he goes, Tiz, what do you want to drink? Anything. It's on me.
No, you know what? I'm not sure with the man. I can feel the pressure here. When whatever goes down, goes down. I'm not sure I want anything on me other than, I don't know, water and a steak.
He kind of smiles and then like leans over and like the guys around him look kind of nervous when you hear him say that. He just kind of leans and goes, "Tiz, I would keep my voice down a tiny bit."
All right. Yeah. Give me a whiskey, man. I'll take a whiskey.
Yeah, he
I've
kind
been in
of nods.
cryo for too long.
Yeah, nods one of his guys. They go and they grab that, and he kind of goes, "What kind of steak do you want?"
Meat, some sort of meat, half bloody.
Goes,
You know what? Don't kill it. Just beat it up a little bit, and then I'll ride the rest back to the ship.
so rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of looks back and goes, "Steak, rare." And he just leans forward and goes, "The shipment of weapons that you got, how many crates was it?"
In total, or what
Yeah,
I was.
it's an unusual amount, at least. I mean, you don't know how much of it was weapons, but
Yeah,
it's
I
an
don't know
unusual
how much
amount.
was weapons, but the marked crates, I got both of them secured.
Yeah. 'Cause the people I have in the know said that there's enough weapons coming here to help suppress the population. Well, the population was supposed to be relatively unarmed, so the ones that I asked you to, that my friend marked, were ones that we can have a little bit more of a fighting chance. And we have more of a fighting chance if we strike while they still believe we are not ready, which means they start opening crates and replace them with. I mean, what did you put in their place?
Some, itch cream. All right, 4 crates of itch cream.
He goes, well, either they're going to think that the people back Soulside are thinking that they have a problem they may or may not have, or they're going to be curious as to why this is missing. Best case scenario, they think it's a mix-up, and maybe looking a little more closely. Worst case scenario, they go on alert. So I need to make sure things happen before they have a chance to think this over a little bit more.
Well, is this something that needs to take place before I eat, or can I enjoy this very nearly cooked steak that's going to be coming my way?
No, nothing should be happening today. Tomorrow, we need to make sure our people are equipped. But if I were you, I would try to get out of here as quickly as you're able to.
I have no problem with that.
So, how else are things?
Well, we've got. See, the itch cream was kind of a joke, and I explained the whole situation with the agent and the super itching and the irritability and how I'm, I've got this kind of. First off, it says I have a relationship, and it's interesting that on this it says relationships, Carm and Kasim, and so I don't know what my relationships are with them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The top one is the buddy. The bottom one's a rival. I forgot.
All right,
I forgot that it doesn't. When you put it on there, it doesn't keep the buddy rival. Yeah,
which
so
is
on
funny because Kasim's my rival. I'm like, and he has been on my case. He came out of cryo with this itch, apparently the kind of itch that gets all up in your spine. And he couldn't figure out to grab a thing of itch cream from the med kit. So I figured if he has this much of a problem that I would put all of the extra itch cream in the crates. It was just a little poke. That's all.
yeah. Yeah, so the one up top, the one up top's your buddy. The one down, and there's not a system, there's not a mechanical benefit or penalty to it. It's just there to help push people and to help make things interesting.
Oh, I see it when I mouse over it, it says rival
Oh, does it?
and buddy. Yeah, if you mouse over it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So this Hanachi guy, he's probably already been to the med bay. And he's their problem right now. I'm just glad we're in cryo most of this trip because I don't think I could deal with him face to face the whole way.
He goes, I don't know how you spend so much of your life asleep.
Well, honestly, I don't know either. There's a reason why I'm ready to retire.
Kind of nods. He goes, and then after a little bit, one of his guys sort of shows up and whispers in his ear. And then he just sort of nods to someone else. That person actually slides you some credits.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had remembered to double check, because the actual rule book has a surprisingly deep thing about like the actual rules are pretty simple, but there's a surprisingly deep amount of information on the kind of universe of Alien, including things but it's essentially the kind of stuff that pays pretty much everywhere, which I think is actually Wayland Yutani's script tends to be, because it's one of the biggest corporations, there's Steegson script, and there's stuff that's taken elsewhere. The stuff you got is not a bad amount of money that's been handed over to you.
All right. Nice. My thanks.
All right. And probably shortly thereafter, unless anybody else is going somewhere before they hit the bar to meet up with the captain and Ilya.
Nope, just got to get my head straight, and then I'm going straight to the bar.
Okay. And Robbie?
Yeah, I mean, I think after the work, I think I'd go back to the bar. I'd see maybe if I can, with after hours, if my friend Sakura is hanging out anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not kind of hard to find. Yeah, Sakura. is eager because like if you can just tell he wants to get off this rock. You definitely you may have even been this kind of person before, but you sort of see him as kind of shows up. You manage to kind of catch him somewhere and he meets you there.
Yeah, so I think try to sit down with Sakura, um, and I think I also, as we kind of maybe get into a little conversation, would take out a flask and pour a little bit of that good liquor into
The
his
vodka.
into his glass and pour a little bit into mine.
Okay.
And I think during the conversation, at some point, I would ask about somebody named Amicio to see that whether that name rings a bell.
But it takes a moment. It kind of takes. Oh, this is like the real brute shit. This is like the stuff they brew here on the station. This is good.
Yeah, well, don't drink too much of it too quickly, but yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, one of the problems with it's hard on a lot of stations like this, especially if the soil's not particularly great for them to set aside enough to make alcohol. So there's a lot of stuff that's not far off from prison liquor that is being made. So when you actually have like good stuff show up, like it goes at a premium. Like a good bottle of liquor in these places is a decent bribe for a lot of people. As it kind of going through, it goes, Nemesio, yeah, I know him. Nemesio's been hanging out with the refugees in the container stat. Got a foot in with the black market, from what I've been told. Friend or enemy of yours?
Just somebody. I wouldn't put him in either category, but the rumor was that he never made it back from the rim, and I been trying to keep my eye out for him.
Yeah, Sakura kind of laughs. He goes, "Here, you got a ton of people never made it back from the rim. They got reasons they don't want to go back. A lot of it legal. It wouldn't shock me if Nemesio had some problem there."
Yeah, so you say the black market he's been has a foot in. Like, what does he deal with? Do you know?
I don't know exactly. You just kind of get to know who all is hanging out with. And he kind of like nods over at this point because not everyone is sort of in here yet. The problem with being who all of you are is you are new in a place. You're 5 new people in a place with 212. So you stick out. And they go, "That guy part of your ship?" And like it kind of nods over towards Tiz.
Yeah, he's part of the ship. He's one of the pilots.
Yeah, the guy he's talking to. Guns, as far as I'm aware.
At this point, just for the
Yeah,
dramatic
okay.
effect of the whole thing,
What?
just as I notice, I'm just going to say that I notice them looking over and I just wave because Carm's my bud.
Mm-hmm.
I just give a casual hands up wave.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't think Karm would need to hide that. I mean, Karm would give a little, gentle wave back.
Yeah, and Sakura goes, "Yeah. Yeah, he's with he's with Ursmar. Ursmar, he got a lot of people, a lot of rough ones. Probably that point we got like Kasim, Captain Lease, and Ilya coming in.
Comes bopping in. I'm gonna go straight to the bar and get something strong.
Okay. They go, you order stuff, give you a shot or give you a glass. Here you go.
Hit it again.
Right. Anything to eat?
Oh yeah. You got anything that tastes like chicken?
We got chicken.
I'll have chicken.
Because, well, not technically chicken.
Breaded and fried.
But
That tastes like chicken.
Yeah, but it's grown. It's grown to taste like chicken.
Gotcha. And fill this up again.
Okay. Puts that in, and Lise and Ilya all order some food. And they grab a seat at one of the tables.
Yep.
Okay, and so Carm and Tiz, are you continuing to? Are you joining them, or are you staying on your own, or with your
I'm
people?
gonna finish up my meal, thank Ursmar, and then head over to Lise
Okay.
and say, Cap, I plan to take full make full use of my week of R&R, but I just don't think it's a good idea that we stray too far from the ship.
She
I
kind
don't
of
like the temperature of this place, and I ain't talking about degrees Celsius, you know what I mean?
yeah. She nods. She's like, "Yeah, you can feel it in the air. This is not a place I want to be, but we have to stay for a week so we can take some of the stuff back with us we're supposed to take."
Right, but on the off chance that things go south, we can leave and come back and see how things play out, right?
Possibly, if it gets down to that. She goes, "I'd rather not bunk in the actual ship itself."
I you know what? I honestly would rather not either, but I think that somebody needs to, and I feel responsible, so I think I'll volunteer. I'll bunk in the ship.
She kind of nods. She goes, "All right, I'm not going to stop you."
Also, somebody's going to be around who's handy with a gun to keep stragglers off. Too many people, too few beds.
She goes, "Who do we got that's particularly good with a gun?"
I smile.
Do you have one?
I have ranged combat. No, but I'm sure I could find one.
Yeah. She goes, "I'll be able to get you something."
I nod.
Okay.
Appreciated.
And what are the rest of you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think after talking to Sakura for a while, I would go sit down at the table with Lise, and say, well, we've at least got the cargo here safely, but this place um, this place is a little unsettling, to be frank.
A disaster waiting to happen.
Powder keg.
Yeah.
Oh, Kasim, when did you get here?
You're
I thought I smelled itch creep.
gonna smell a lot more than that if you keep it up.
I just raised my glass and sipped.
This is not the day, sir. Not the day.
Could we make an appointment for the day? I would like to know what the day is.
Back on the ship. Well, that'll do it for me.
Yeah, and I'd ask Lise straight up, like, what exactly is our plan right now? And we delivered our cargo. What's our next assignment or stop?
She kind of laughs a bit. She goes, "Yeah, we are allowed to take a week of R&R on this wonderful, welcoming, beautiful, -10 degrees Celsius space station, or like a colony, while we are waiting for whatever the hell it is that we are taking back." She's like, "Some of that's probably going to be from the mining. Other of it, I don't know. All I know is their head scientist did a big walkthrough on parts of our cargo bay, double check some stuff, so I have a feeling we're taking back some stuff that they've been working on, and that doesn't make me thrilled." Because I've been told to park my butt for a week, then take stuff back, and I'm supposed to smile about it.
Hurry up and wait.
Yep.
Well, nothing says we got to do it sober.
True that. Yeah, Ilya kind of comes back and is like, "They don't have good vodka. The vodka they have sucks."
So I take it you never found yours, huh?
It kind of gives you a look. Some of that, like Ilya's had some problems before, not supposed to necessarily
Why,
have.
Ilya, you have vodka on the ship?
No, he didn't, is what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, I have a headache and I've already had a couple drinks.
He looks over and goes,
about.
Tiz, did you have vodka someplace?
Me? I'm having whiskey. I'm a whiskey guy.
He just kind of looks at you and is like, you and Ilya have gotten along before, but he kind of
Yeah.
like looks down the rest of the table and is like, has anybody happened to see maybe a small bottle that got misplaced? Everyone knows Ilya's been kind of written up for drinking a little bit too much.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, generally there's a lot of hurry up and wait, but Ilya likes his drink.
Yeah, and I'd say, Ilya, I'm sure that if you poke around here a little bit, somebody would have something for you.
Kind of nods. He goes, "The one that to pay the prices I have to pay here for the good shit. I'll stick with this swill."
Mm. Amen to that.
Okay.
At least the meat tastes like meat.
Yeah. Are we cool taking a little bit of a bio break before the first big thing happens?
Sure.
While you're eating? Okay, we'll pause for a couple minutes.
Here we go.
I will mute.
Just taking a break. Go to the bathroom.
Taking a break from sitting on your butt.
From playing a game.
You should be in your wheelchair. Is that my laptop?
Yeah.
You should probably finalize it.
What did you say? I don't know if you can see.
Your green glass.
Well, what it says,
No.
hard to tell because it's got Diet Coke in it. Rib Crib. It was a restaurant in when we went to Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
This is worth just going there for the name, and then you keep your cup. Oh, I can't hear you, Michael.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, there you
See, I don't know if you can read what that says, but it's got whiskey in it.
go.
Saw Mikey mentioned he'd had some of the performance earlier. I'm like, well, shit.
I had a
Not
beer.
going anywhere. Yeah, like, I'm stuck here, and
You know what? Now that you say that, I'll be right back.
okay.
It is St. Patrick's Day. Maybe I should have a beer too.
Well, a huge thing here is unofficial St. Patrick's, to the point where like they bring police in from other areas because of the amount of people who would show up at U of I for unofficial.
Sure.
And that always happens because like they started, I guess, I don't know if it was they did it on purpose, but they found out a while back like, oh hey, we keep having spring break during St. Patrick's Day, so some bars made it unofficial, and then it got like out of hand and dangerous. People were dying, like
Oh,
falling off balconies or alcohol poisoning or all sorts of other stuff.
yeah, that's not good.
So yeah, they've cracked down, and I think it hasn't been as big as it used to be, but you used to get like a ton of people from other schools drive in when they would have it. That was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Have what? What did I miss?
Unofficial Thanksgiving, or not Thanksgiving, unofficial St. Patrick's Day is a big thing at U of I.
Unofficial St. Patrick's Day.
Because it's closed, the spring break is for a long time been during St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
So the bars had a thing, and then it became bigger, and people would show up, and there were like deaths from alcohol poisoning, or people like falling asleep in the street, or coming off balconies.
Yeah.
So I think I haven't heard as much about it, but it's also, might just be who I'm around a little bit more.
So Lee said she could probably work something out about getting me a firearm.
The captain stuff will actually have they've got equipment that the captain has access to that not everybody does.
All right.
Yeah, so they've got some service pistols and other stuff on board that are generally kept locked up, and usually they're there for, technically in case of like someone tries a revolt or something, that they can get a few loyal people to have whatever. But
Yeah.
more often than not, those get taken down into some places that are a little less than trustworthy that people show up at. That maybe you need a little bit of protection from people trying to steal the ship or rob from you. The thing is the company's not real great about actually giving maybe as much as everybody would need to take care of stuff. So what they have a tendency to do is give enough for a few people. So it's not hugely unusual for people to have smuggle in their own.
Sure.
So while you're eating,
Can I ask one quick question before we go on?
no problem.
With my agenda, I'm not sure exactly what my kind of goal is going to be with my particular agenda. I mean, I'm kind of finding some information out about it, but
Yeah, one of the things here is maybe trying to find him.
okay.
Yeah, is the big thing here.
Okay.
So like while you're eating, everything kind of seems fine. Like there's the subtle tension is sort of still there. It doesn't take long to kind of realize there is a pretty clear split in the room, and that split is between company people and miners / refugees who are in the area. Like the miners dress a little better than the refugees, but look like they've been rode a bit harder, just because of the nature of their work. But they are definitely like pretty evenly split. Where would you say your table is in that divide?
Probably right in the middle
Mm-hmm.
because we were in the middle of the room. If there's going to be an empty table, that's where the empty table is going to be, right?
Sounds good.
Oh, guys, my head. Oh, this is not good. I can hardly see. This is I got to get back to this to med lab. Something is not right.
CCAP, I can keep my mouth shut.
Kind of like puts his head down and goes, Kasim, take off the med lab if you need to.
Yeah, I'm going. Mm. And I skate.
Okay. Yeah, as you take off, again, a lot of eyes sort of catch you as you're walking, and you maybe hear a little bit of this as you're on your way out, but the rest of you kind of notice as people sort of look. Oh, here's that new person because you're all getting looks. Afterwards, a couple of the wrong eyes meet, and then one of the guards just looks and just kind of cocks his head towards someone at one of the tables and goes, "The fuck are you looking at?" There's a moment, and the guy just sort of stands up. And does anyone do anything as this sort of fight starts between these two?
I pick up my glass and just casually saunter backwards toward the door.
Carm?
I think Karm probably, if Sakura is still there, I probably try to fade a little bit into the crowd in that direction.
Okay. So yeah, as everyone kind of pops in, like a fight starts. It's like I told you that shit happened again, and as the guards start going, very quickly a couple shoving, other people stand up, and then something happens that you've not seen yet. Bunch of guns come out. First from the guard side, and the thing is, you've been on stations this size before. There's a number of reasons they don't usually let guards walk around with their guns if they're not on duty. Particularly, if they're sort of at a bar. One, because they can get stolen by somebody else. Two, in case you're in close enough quarters that people have problems with each other, and someone, especially drinking with a gun, like that shit's usually locked up tight, so they can keep track of exactly how many guns there are, where they're at, what their condition is, etc. Someone has made it okay for all of these guards to walk with guns, because a bunch of guns come out. Then from the opposite side, from not all like a couple of the miners, but a lot of the other refugees also pull out guns. Both of you add 1 to your stress level.
So I'm not seeing this right because
No, because as you're heading back towards Carm, you want me to add 1 to your stress level, or do you got it on the?
Let me see. I might be able to do it here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and there's a moment where everyone's just kind of got the guns pointed at each other. And one of the guys comes forward and says, "Stop!" And so he steps forward and goes, "We don't want to start this into a fight." And the thing is, some of the refugees sort of look at each other, and he points over at Ursmar. He goes, "You're coming with me." And he's like, "The fuck I am." And then a couple of the other guys come in, and they kind of nod towards somebody at the door. That person goes running. He just turns. He goes, "We're going to soon have a squad of 6 with pulse rifles in here. You tell me that you want to come with me to make sure nobody else here dies, or what?" He gives a look, and all of you sort of hear him kind of turn. He goes, "Tell Nemesia what's happened." And he gets taken away. And you see the bar itself starts to clear out relatively quickly, and you see the person that he told to tell Nemesia runs actually back through the bar through the kitchen and is heading somewhere else. What do you do?
I think Karm will. I think I'll head to the kitchen as well.
Okay.
And kind of try to follow that person.
I see her running or moving toward the kitchen, right? And I saw that guy run or head to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
And do I notice her moving towards the kitchen?
Yeah, I don't think Carmen. I don't think you're trying to hide it. There's enough sort of chaos. I don't think you're trying to hide it though.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to. I mean, yeah, because I'm not being stealthy. I'm looking to keep pace.
Okay. Yep.
Well, fuck, somebody's got to have her back. And I toss the rest of my synthetic whiskey back and kind of drop the glass in the general direction of a table and walk towards her. Yeah, I'm following her.
And as everything starts to clear out and you follow back, it's kind of as people are starting leaving, you got Least, like I'm not quite sure what to do, and Ilya's just like, I am finishing my actual goddamn steak. Okay. Yeah, so Carm, you are this person. You try to make sure they don't see you, the one that you're following.
Yeah, I certainly would keep my distance. I mean, I'm not going to be right on the heel, but I want to try to get a beat on where they're going.
Go ahead and make a mobility roll because you've got a whole bunch of people like rushing through the stuff because the guns have come out and clearly people are waiting. And Mikey, if you'd make one as well to keep up.
Okay, and could you make that for me? I do have a mobility of 1,
Okay.
and then that's with agility as well. Is that?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Do you want to push? Do you want to push it to keep up? Yeah,
Sure.
Carm,
Why not?
you got 2 hits.
What's life without taking risks?
So go ahead, add a stress, and then
Ooh, I got a face hugger and 2 successes.
all right. So
What's
go
the
ahead,
face hugger mean?
make a panic roll. If you just click the panic roll button. Now at this point, you're probably
gotta
fine. I don't
find
think
it.
Your panic is too much.
Where's the panic roll button?
The one that it just says panic. It's under those roll buttons. Oh yeah, if you look right underneath your name and career, there's a thing that says roll buttons.
Oh, got it.
One of those just says panic.
7.
Nervous twitch. Yeah, I would say your stress level sort of increases by 1. It'd also be the stress level of anyone like within one of you, but I don't think Carm's going to notice because you're rushing after Carm in that case. So yeah, like shit's going really wrong here on the station right now. As you sort of, and one thing you notice is as you're kind of rushing through, you see some of the cooks actually that are back there. You see one of them kind of goes and pulls out not just a gun from underneath the counter, but grabs something that looks suspiciously like a pack of C4 that they have stowed someplace.
Dang,
And
this is sideways quick.
That one starts to run into the essentially like into the bar itself.
So, is there a chance as we're moving through the kitchen I can just grab a loose knife?
Yep, not a problem at all. Just
All right.
grab a knife.
So I just, whip a knife up, carrying it kind of palmed up to where it's hidden mostly by my arm.
Okay. So if you want to look over at level 1, well, actually, we'll say it this way: the guy you see kind of goes. And we can go with where it's at. You see where I'm blipping on roll 20? Yeah, technically Carm.
Yep.
So that person like goes out through a door into the cold, and then is running towards these stacks of the Comstot stack. There's those refugee like areas. Carm, you follow?
Yeah, I'll keep trailing.
Okay, yeah, you are not the only one running that direction, but nobody's really paying that much attention to who's around them. Yeah.
Have I caught up to her yet?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 on there. We'll say, Carm, do you have a problem with them catching up to you? You each have 2.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with.
Yeah. So
2.
you're not hauling ass completely. You're just keeping up with the guy. Yep,
So,
Mike.
Right.
so just as I'm catching up, low under my breath, I said, "Why the fuck are we out here in sub-zero temperatures, following somebody through a kitchen?"
Well, I don't think this is just anybody, or at least they're not going to just anybody. Did you hear the name? Nemesio?
Yeah, I heard it. What? Yeah.
Well, Nemesio is not just an anybody. Nemesio is somebody who, quite frankly, I'm a little surprised to see here, but that's where that fellow's heading, and I need to find out where Nemesio is located.
So what's so special about this Nemesio?
Well, he's back. Well, he went out to the rim, and
And we have to. Like, what relationship would you like to have had with Nemesio before this?
Well, maybe it ties back to my uneasiness about carrying cargo that I don't know what's in it.
Mhm.
That I've had another run with some Nemesis cargo that I know that stuff is pretty hot. Um,
So are you here because things have gone bad in the past between you two, or at least the
well,
stuff that he's done has caused problems?
correct. Yes. Yeah. That I and now with him here and us possibly loading up some other cargo, that's not really sitting well with me.
All right.
So your relationship with Nemesio is problematic.
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds fun to me. Um,
Yeah, this is gonna be big fun.
yep. Okay, yeah. As you're sort of rushing forward, and you see like a bunch of the people that are heading in, and they're going into like straight into a one of the containers. Seems to be kind of a little better guarded. And you actually do see Nemesis rushing out. He's putting on like some like almost like a snow goggle type thing, and then like the face mask is fucking cold out. By the way, you weren't probably dressed to be out like you're dressed decently warm, but not like
You
negative 10
think?
warm. Yeah, as you do see Nemesis kind of come out with a whole bunch of others. So far, nobody has really noticed the two of you as they're all rushing into some places and grabbing stuff. And there's a bunch of people are kind of gathering around where Nemesis is. Do you do anything?
I think what I do and is it getting kind of evening at this point, or like what is
Um,
the light
yeah,
outside like?
it's like a dusk.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
with 6 hours of daylight, there's probably most of it's night.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, it's like 6 hours of daylight, 6 hours of dark, about 6 hours of
Oh,
daylight. So yeah,
okay.
it's on like that cycle.
I think seeing Nemesis, I'm gonna probably veer off and try to get behind somewhere to just kind of be able to kind of look at what he's doing, where he might be going. But I'm not going to engage him. I'm going to try to not be noticed by him.
Okay, go ahead and make an observation roll as you're trying to hide.
Okay. And do you want to?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll go
Uh,
ahead and do that for you. And I said, Mikey, are you also trying to hide, or do you do anything while
I'm
Carm's doing this?
looking for something to put on that's not gonna let me freeze to fucking death. And no, I'm not. I don't know that we're supposed to hide. She didn't say hide. I'm literally looking for something to keep me from freezing to
Okay.
death.
Yep. So yeah, your panic roll is fine, Carm. You do get a success. You find a place to sort of hide. You duck out of the way, and then so Mikey, how are you trying to find something with with something warmer?
I'm just looking around. I don't know. Is there a coat laying around, a blanket, anything?
Not only coder, like all that stuff looks like they're probably going to be inside some of those cargo containers.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna step behind a cargo container out of sight and try and open one.
The kind of is you see some people leave. You kind of there's not a lot to look into a cargo container because the people are staying into it. You see a couple leave, and you see that like, oh yeah, that's the last person. There's nobody else in it. So you duck
Okay.
in and grab like a jacket.
Yeah.
Good.
Are there two?
Um,
Because if there are two, I'm gonna grab one for Carm.
yeah, we'll say you find two.
All right. Well, I put mine on me because you always put your own breathing mask on 1st,
Mhm.
and then I step out and find her. I just walk casually up to her. I mean, I saw where she went, right?
Yep.
I walk up to her and hand her a coat.
and I say, "What the hell are you doing? That's Nemesis. Get back here. Hide."
You're welcome for the coat, Carm. It's all right, and for me having your back. Hey, no sweat. What's life without a little risk, right? What the fuck is wrong with an Amisi?
And then you hear Nemesis go, like, hand something to a small group of people. All right, between E and B, then hand someone else. Between A and B, between C and D, and he hands them like packages that are about yay big, and there's like 7 or 8 of them that he kind of gives to each. As these people start sprinting along the outside, like
That looks suspiciously similar to the C4 I saw somebody grabbing out of the kitchen, right?
Yep, you're positive.
So that's C4. Whatever's going to happen, we don't want to be here.
What are you talking about?
C4, explosives. That's plastic explosives. He said between A and B, between B and E. He's going to blow the lines between blocks. He's shutting down B block. I'm going back to the ship. You should come with me.
Um. Uh. Shit. Um.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Well,
I grab her arm and start walking towards the ship.
and Carm is I mean, worried now, right? I mean, she sees that shit is going down. And I'll say, are you? Do you think we're gonna ditch this place? Just take off?
I think that I don't want to be where things are blowing up.
Uh, I don't think I want to be where things are blowing up either. What is Nemesio doing at this point? Is he just standing there, or
Well,
is
he's
he?
talking. He's talking with some people. You see him like kind of pointing at some folks. They rush into the. There's like a guarded containers. They come out with guns.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um. All right, let's go back to the ship. I think we need to let Lise know about what's going on.
She's in B block.
Do you go back into B to let her know, or do you go?
I'm going to A because if I go into A, I'm not in the fucking cold, and then I can take the corridors to the spaceport to the B to the.
And you'll see. I put the little red bars between the places they had mentioned. Not that that's necessarily what's going to happen, but if something oddly enough. By the way, oh yeah, we have someone who's in the station. Cassine.
He's got a headache.
Yeah, we cut back to you. As you are rushing, are you going towards? Are you going to the med bay, or are you going elsewhere?
Mikey said he was going to the ship.
No, because you had already taken off.
He's asking you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to me.
Oh yeah, no, we're cutting back to you because you had gone in towards the med bay. So who knows? Something
Yeah,
might happen.
I was in the med bay. I got to the point where it was so bad I was on my knees and I could hardly stand it. He gave me a shot and I'm feeling a little better, so was going to head back toward the bar.
Okay, so yeah, as you're kind of doing that, there's several guards come in, and actually we'll say as you get there first, a little bit earlier, as you go there to kind of get something, and you're like, you see some guards actually drag some people in. Like there's like two guards each, but there's also two with them that have guns. The two of them, the two guards each are both dragging a person in between, and they bring them in. And the scientist, you see, Lorenzo, actually like kicks Rebecca Catano and her other doctors out of one of the med bays. And Rebecca, she's kind of heads out there. She goes, "This is my med bay. You're not allowed to." And then he turns and goes, "You work for this company. Everything that you're supposed to do goes through Seegson. You will notice that I am your superior. If I tell you to get the fuck out of the med bays, that's what you do." He turns and storms back in, and you see them load one of the people into one of the auto docks. And they're kind of holding the other one. And Rebecca kind of turns, fuck, and looks at you and goes, what do you want? I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yeah, I can hardly see. I got a headache. I need something.
Okay. Yeah, it goes, what, she kind of looks at your stuff. Any other symptoms? What have you, did you just arrive on the ship?
Yeah, we just got here today with the cargo, and I was so itchy that I couldn't even stand. Inside of my mouth and my spine itched, and I got some stuff earlier, took care of that for the most part, but now my headache it's splitting. It's like I'm enraged over this headache.
Okay. She goes, all right. As she kind of heads back, kind of grabs stuff, she goes, well, I'd love to put you in an auto dock to take a look at you, because this just sounds like it could be a bad cryo sickness, but and then kind of gives you a shot. She goes, this should take care of the headache, and this, and then kind of puts a thing on there to get you another one. This should take care of if you've got any itching sort of left over. And relatively quickly, some of the symptoms subside.
Oh.
She goes, when I can get you back in, after we've gone through and made sure everything's okay from what the hell they're doing, we'll go. And then like the doors open up, and the two guards they're dragging the unconscious bodies out, and the Benedito comes with and kind of takes a look at you and goes, Cassim, come with me.
Okay.
And they're walking towards C block, and he just goes, there's a chance we may need to actually have your ship take off sooner than you were planning on with some of our cargo.
Okay. Like tomorrow? Like, and we're supposed to be here for a week.
We'll possibly do. And there's an explosion. Give yourself a stress.
Okay.
And as you're going between, was it D block? Oh, sorry. As you're going between D and C, there's you're in this thing, and there's just an explosion, and it cuts off, like dropping part of the walkway. Oh, you don't have to make a stress roll. All you have to do is just click on the stress level to add an extra one. You should have already had some stress.
Should have had at least one.
Where is it?
Oh, it went. So you should have had two
Two.
because you had one when you went in, one when everybody pulled guns.
I was. Oh yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, so there's stress level right underneath relationships. All you got to do is click on. This should be your third.
Hold on. I'm not. I might be on the wrong page.
Or on your character sheet.
I'm on the character sheet.
So right underneath, on
Okay,
the far
got it,
left.
got it.
Yeah. So you should have.
So I
three
should be
stress.
at 2 or 3.
3 because you should have had one from the bar, one from
Yep.
just the general atmosphere, and then one from this explosion. And you're lucky because you would just sort of come into that hallway, and so the other half of it kind of drops out, and it gets a lot colder as you're suddenly exposed to sort of everything at this point.
Gotcha.
As the guards and such sort of like fall to the ground with a shockwave, and you yourself, do you fall or do you manage to keep your feet?
I'm going to try to keep my feet.
I will say you manage to kind of keep your feet by grabbing onto the wall as it happens, and then you hear a couple like what sounds like almost random gunfire just like happening out there.
Yeah.
And as he looks, he goes, "We're gonna need you to get the ship prepped soon. We've got some stuff that we're supposed to take."
All right. And so this was the C block hallway. It was the explosion happened as we were going toward C block, or
Yeah, basically, like, if you see, I don't know if you happen to see like where your character's at.
yeah.
That's essentially where you are. You had just entered into that like walkway between D and C.
Gotcha.
When the explosion happened, these are elevated walkways.
Right.
So as it happened, so at this point, the explosion's happened as it's come in. We're gonna need things to get ready. It looks like there's a revolt in the station itself.
Yeah. So there's no way to get through this. We have to go around.
And he goes, "We're gonna have to go back into B, and then we might be able to go through D, and then take one of the outside exits." At which point, one of the people that he drops starts like having a seizure.
Oh. Stop him from swallowing his tongue.
Yeah, and the guards kind of run and grab him, and are trying to hold him down. You see the doctor kind of stands up, sort of wide eyed. You go to stop him from swallowing his tongue.
Yeah.
Okay, you go over there, and at this point, there's a blood strikes you on the face
Yeah.
as you're, and then just like the chest rips open. And
great.
go ahead and take one more stress.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Yeah, blood in my face. That would cause me a little bit of stress.
Big disgrace. Leaving your banner.
Okay.
At which point, let me do this real quick. Yeah, so it goes as the chest burster kind of comes through the chest as it hisses. What you're gonna have to do is make an immediate panic roll.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. I rolled a 6.
Okay. Actually, I think it was 6. You are okay.
Yeah, It's the 7 that does you.
Yeah. Yeah, because 6 is you keep it together. So what do you do is this thing... You see the guards, like, who are kind of holding him, like, fall, like, to the sides. The doctor, like, runs back into D block.
Okay. Are the guards close enough for me to try to grab a weapon?
Yeah, it may take a little bit to, like, wrestle it from it. Go ahead and make a... what should that be?
Survival?
Let's have you make a mobility roll to try to grab it out of there. Like, this will be this turn to kind of grab it away from them.
Okay. And hold on. Yeah. I didn't put anything for value in that, so I should have put a 1.
Oh no, a 1 for...
I have a +1 for mobility.
No, if you just click on mobility, what it does is it automatically just adds that 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
well,
you've got 3 base dice for your mobility, or for your agility, 1 for mobility, and then you got your 4 stress dice. Yeah, you go and you grab like one of the rifles from it, at which point the... let me roll for the GM character. Oh, I've been rolling with Cam. So at which point, since you're the one moving here, it's going to end up doing a leg slash at you.
Yeah.
So so what I do for like the aliens and such is actually like a little table you roll on to see what are the things that it does next.
Yeah.
So I will have... yeah, so it goes, and then this, like, as it rushes past, it tries to, like, bite at your leg, and it catches and rips a good chunk of your pants off.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, you were maybe dressed for things to be a little bit warmer than you were sort of hoping than it was going to be. So it just takes that off. You feel like a bit of a scrape, but no actual damage done to you. You got lucky on that one.
Ooh. All right. So then I'm going to attempt to blow the thing away with the weapon.
Make a ranged combat roll.
Dude, there's no modifiers, right? Okay.
With the rifle. Let me double check something real quick.
You got a hit.
Yeah, so you actually might be rolling a little bit extra. So you're going to have... Let me pull up the gear real quick. Rifles. Yeah, the M42... go ahead and hit one more base dice.
What do you mean?
Oh, basically, if you just click on
base
it,
dice.
Base
Gotcha.
die.
Gotcha. And do I just put how many? 1?
Yep.
Okay.
And okay, so you have 1, and that has a... If you want to make a note,
Yeah.
you have a M41A a pulse rifle. Bonus is +1, damage is 2.
Damage is what?
Or bonus is +1, damage is 2.
Okay.
And let me just double check one thing real quick. Okay, so that's what I just have to check for it. That is one of the things I forgot to double check. Is I've done this. I've run a couple times the different thing on here. Take damage from attack roll based equal to your armor rating. Oh, there we go. Okay, you got 1 on there. Yeah. So as you hit it, you catch it. What the hell? Yeah, you do manage to catch it, but the thing is, it had been right next to your leg, and I don't know what you know about Alien. That's not a good place to shoot something.
No, it is not.
So as you hit it, and it as it kind of goes through, this greenish blood splashes onto you, and it had ripped away already some of your pants,
Yeah.
like the bottom portion of it. So the strength of acid splash is based on the acid splash rating of the xenomorph plus the amount of damage that it took. So what you have coming at you is going to be, and to put the GM thing in a place where I'm not rolling it for Karm quite so much. Base dice. You will go ahead and take one wound.
Is that on health?
Yeah, on the health. If you want to go ahead and mark one as it hits your leg and starts to sizzle.
And I think I'm going to run screaming back into the med lab.
Okay. Yeah, as it actually goes and rushes, and like you'd see it strike one of the legs of the other guard who's gotten up and has got his weapon up, and it just, as it goes, it just like rips something out as that guard goes down. And you said you rush back into D block.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you run back in, take one more stress because of the
Acid on your leg?
Yeah, it's burning me.
Yeah, and you rush in. You are going to. What is
So
your
now
health? What's your health, by the way?
Now it's burning and itching.
It tastes like burning. Where's health listed?
How many boxes of health do you have?
It's the same as your strength. It's the same. As your
Oh.
strength.
I have 10, and now I've got a 1 marked on the first one.
No, but I was saying, what is, because the health is actually equal to your strength.
Oh.
What's your strength?
Let's see. I'm terrible at finding this.
There are 4 dots in the middle of all your skills.
Three.
Okay,
Three.
you're going to end up taking one more before the acid is totally gone, so you'll take a total of 2 points of damage, including the first one.
Yep.
So yeah, one thing that ideally, I wish that the stress level and health, the health at least, I wish you could kind of put in how many, but I may have put a thing. I think I remember to do this with most of them. Let me check with you. Yeah, if you actually look, cause like if you've hit the third one, then you try to hit fourth one. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought it would do the 1, 2. Yeah, so you'll notice it says like 3 over on the health max, but that doesn't seem to make a difference when you put it up there. But that's when you start getting like some critical wounds. Yeah, you rush back in. You hear like the scream coming from behind you, and then something rushes out from it as the other guard kind of stumbles back through as you're rushing towards the med bay. At this point, we are at the end of Act 1. Has everyone done something that goes towards your agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You can all click where you gain a story point. That story point can be used to re-roll a failed roll without stress. And you can just re-roll the stuff that failed. You don't have to re-roll everything.
Got it.
We are now in Act 2, and I am going to give you your Act 2 agendas.
Do we manage stress at all? Because we only get one per. We can only use our whatever it is signature item once per act.
Yeah. Do you want to take a moment while you're? Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to take a small moment where everyone has a moment to kind of catch their breath in between?
Yeah. Well, my thought was that that for story purposes, as a player, I want far away from this, but for story purposes, I think it's best if Carm and I go back in after the captain, because B block's where stuff's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's for story purposes. For personal player purposes, I want off world.
Yeah.
But if Carm talks me into going, I'll pop on my signature shades, which would lower my stress level 1, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. And if Carm has something she can do to lower her stress level, and because otherwise our stress level won't be mitigated, we can only do it once per act, right?
Yeah. The other thing is if you have like 10 minutes of like where you're able to like be away from shit for a while, like you can actually lower it that way. But things are going to be a little chaotic here.
Yeah, I think Carm has like a little necklace with this like religious medallion, right? And so as she's running, I think that she does kind of grip that object to kind of give her a little bit of security.
As we're running back into B block, as you have talked me into, because you care more about the captain than I do. What do you have as your signature item, Dave?
Signature item.
If you go on your skills and you look by,
Letter from my dead brother.
all right. So maybe you grab, maybe you keep that in your
In my coat
pocket.
I got it in my coat pocket.
Yeah, and as you're scrambling back, you reach up to make sure it's there
Yep.
and it's intact. It's not by the acid or anything, and that would help
Nope.
you lower stress, right?
Yeah.
Is that right, Michael?
Yep. Yeah, basically, it's just you interact with it in some way, and like for a lot of people, it's just like it's that point in the movie where someone like opens up the thing and sees like the picture of their loved ones are still there, and they kind of breathe a sigh of relief, or like, I'll do this for you, reduces, so everyone's stress gets reduced by 1.
Awesome. And we can only do that once an act, right? Okay.
Correct. So yeah, that'll basically be end of like sort of the the little like the moment of Act 1 where everything goes crazy and we have a moment. Because like I said, I'm assuming, Cassim, do you rush into the med bay now that your leg is smoking? Oh, Dave?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to get back into the med bay to
sorry.
get wounds
Yeah.
taken care of.
Yeah, that could be a thing. As they go back and they go and they put like some base and such on it because it's clearly acid.
He's looking for burn cream.
Yeah, then they give you some like a couple other shots and stuff to sort of help with the pain, and then they're wrapping it up. You probably have that moment there. So yeah, there's that one like little moment of everybody kind of here's our thing.
And I'm not letting go of the gun. I'm waiting, looking for that little guy to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing when you come in and like Rebecca's like, what the hell's going on? Is you got like the gun still with you? The doctor did not run back to the med bay.
Great. So where did was it Lorenzo? Is that what his name is?
What, Nemesio or?
Yeah, Benito. Yeah.
Yeah, Benedito is the doctor. Lorenco is the last name.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Benedito. He didn't come back in, huh?
Not into the med bay. He ran elsewhere in D block.
Oh, okay.
The last you kind of saw, he turned towards like where B block is.
Okay. Did you say you were giving us our Act 2 agendas?
Yeah, your Act 2 agendas now have shown up under the agenda, or should have shown up under the agendas. Make sure I got
Mine
everybody's
has
right.
not that I'm seeing. I'm just seeing one still.
Let me see if I screwed up and.
I don't see Act 2 anywhere.
No, David B should be fine. So if you open up agendas, Act 2 did not show up.
Nope.
Nope, I just have Act 1 still.
What the hell? Oh, I put I put it in the wrong one. I put them edited by, not the.
I see.
Yeah, so now it should pop up. I would say just don't edit them because if I run this scenario again, I will have it available.
Okay.
So, still don't have anything.
It should be there
Oh,
now.
there it is. There
Yep.
it is.
I've got to go through for each one. I was putting it in the wrong slot.
Sorry. I like this game.
Yeah, I was the Chariot of the Gods one, which it comes with. It's like, oh, this is like 4 to 6 hours. Like for me, it's at least a 2 or 3 session one. Like this is one that I created on my own. But the Chariot of the Gods one, we did 2 3-hour sessions, and then I did not put in one of the last things that could show up. But it's really good about placing like certain people against each other. Like this is a game if you have 5 people, like you start getting a lot of like people really sort of having to like get in each other's faces and the agendas conflicting.
I was just given a quick chore from my wife, so I need to pop out for just a second.
Do you want to take a minute or two for like just a quick break between X?
Yeah. Biology.
Yeah, we can do that.
Not a bad idea. Refill my drink a bit. See it.
Cool.
What up?
Okay, all back.
Cool. Yeah, I think if I do this, if Fear the Con still happens, if I do this one there, I think I can get it to 4 hours. Which has been my problem with Aliens so far. It's just been like it's been fine to be multiple shots, but getting it in like a single session.
There are 3 acts.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I think for hours we'll probably have today and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
But I think compressing it a little bit, getting it to a shortened first act, I think like doing it in 4 hours is going to be quick.
Yeah.
But it's also at the table, everything goes a little faster in real life.
Yeah.
Like Legends of the Wulin, when we did that at Fear the Con, like a
That
lot
slowed down.
No,
so
no.
much.
I mean, the thing it did, but like I think we got more done if they, that same kind of thing done online. Everything's just a little bit slower
Yeah.
because we actually got through a little bit more. But I mean, granted, out of every combat that's ever happened in any game I've ran, I think I still remember that particular combat better than anything. Though yeah, I think yours was the one where someone actually like they kicked Tiger Shark up onto the balcony. Someone else grabbed him with a chain whip, flung him back down to the floor. Someone else rode him down the steps
Yeah.
out into the oh.
Yeah. We were all contained in a bar, and we weren't letting anything. Chad made that decision, and we all played the in-game game. Our characters were playing a different game than we were.
Well, it's funny because Rob, because Mikey and Chad were these two guys. They both decided that they were gonna like put a thing of wine on their thing, and while all this is happening, the two of them were just gonna keep the wine going, and the system kind of lets you do stuff like that. So, someone tried to escape. I remember Mikey like put some dice away to keep the wine here, but then like kicked a table in front of the window so someone else couldn't escape.
Our official goal was as goalies. We were letting everybody else handle the combat, and we were just keeping people from leaving and not spilling wine.
Yeah. It was supposed to be one of those mook fights. It's like, here's how the game works. And it turned into one of the most memorable combats I've ever had.
My favorite part of it was when somebody threw the jug of wine, and I spent points to both keep my wine from spilling and to catch that jug with my foot, and then to put it back on the bar.
When I learned that with an online group, that we did Legends of the Wulin for a bit, though we didn't use combat much. When they figured out though, like which we didn't do at Fear the Con because of time. After you win a fight, you make another rippling roll and you can put another condition on them. And we're talking, it's like, well, this doesn't have to be physical. And one of the players goes, wait a minute, can we have beat the shit out of him so badly we put a condition like he's rethinking his membership in the Black Lotus? I'm like, you can. So they put a thing where they put a condition on him that meant that, like, I think it was minor, But like
This was a remedial ass whooping.
yeah, like because of the ass whooping, he was so when he showed up later on in the game, he had been someone who was still with the Black Lotus, but was really considering like leaving it. And the second time they encountered him, they brought him back over to a different side. It was just great.
All right, first, so Robbie, I assumed you were wanting to go back into B, because if you don't want to go back into B, we'll have headed towards the landing platform or landing pad. But I simply assumed that you wanted to, because you had mentioned it.
Yeah. No, I think Carm says we need to at least try to get the captain out of there.
Then yeah, I totally let her talk me into it,
Yeah,
bitching about it the whole way.
Yeah, but and I'll say, look, we've got to at least look. We've got to at least make the attempt. And if she's not in there, then I'm with you. We'll haul it back and get on that ship.
Go help Kasim.
They already got rid of all the itch cream on the ship.
Uh,
Yeah, and I will say, as you two are back into B, and are you rushing through B to go back outside, or are you going straight to A from the outside?
We Carm talked me into going in after the captain, and if we thought that they were blowing between, then we need to go back in through Barry Bones,
Okay.
back in the way we came.
Yeah, as you two rush your way back in, you've got Ilya is like finishing up the steak. The captain is actually standing up. She looks like she's panicking a little bit, like about what's going on. And as you reach in there, he's like, "All right, I am now done. We are not part of this." And you hear explosions in the distance, and then another one,
explosions.
and then another one.
Explosions. Oh no.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, and the captain is there, right? Is that?
Yeah, she's there. So right now, basically, B and D block have been cut off from everything else.
So we see smoke coming in from those corridors.
Not from where you're at right now in the bar, because you notice the bar is way the hell over here. Like if you actually look at we don't necessarily need to go into the full thing yet, but like the bar is, up on the thing. The corridor is actually like you got to go down the hallway around the atrium, but you are here. You're hearing the explosions from elsewhere.
So, okay, how many people are in the Barry Bones bar with us?
Right now, it's literally just you, just all
Literally
of you.
just us. Okay, so I'm rushing over to the captain and saying, "Look, this is. Remember when I talked about when things went to shit?"
Yeah, this seems to have gone to shit.
Yes, we are in the process of shitdom right now.
Through the dreamland, and then we're gonna truck it outside over to A block and down over to the spaceport. I have a distinct feeling that all of the corridors between A and B, B and E, and C and D have been blown by plastic explosives, thanks to what Nemesio said. And I give a glance over at Carm.
And he goes, she goes, so we are currently cut off from all of the other blocks.
Well, unless we go outside.
She goes, we might need to fucking go outside.
We just came in from outside. Do you think my nipples are this hard because I'm excited?
Yeah, she's panicking. She looks at the two of you. It's like, how are we getting there?
Dreamland, come on.
Okay.
Grab a tablecloth. You're going to need it.
Yeah, she kind of grabs it.
Because I don't think I'm going to have time to find more coats.
Yeah, and if you want to... So, currently, we'll say you are on level 1 here. The actual, like, thing between the blocks are on level 2.
Okay.
So you can go upstairs to get to... Because the bar actually has an upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, there's ladders there.
Mm-hmm.
Or stairs.
Yeah, so at this point, actually, everyone head up to level 2?
Yeah, and it's otherwise you said it's pretty much empty of everybody else.
Yeah, basically everyone else who was here took off because essentially shit's going down. So y'all,
Are we going to be able to get outside and over to A block
I
from
should
level two?
Okay.
here.
yeah. So level 2 has got the thing is the let me oh shit copy that there. So these have all been destroyed. Delete that. Um, so right now at this point, if you want to take a look at the map, because you have like you looked over the map, a couple of you maybe have been here before, so you know the general stuff. Let me know as a group where you are going. So we have the first floor stuff is on the upper right. The second floor is on the lower left.
Sorry, that
And
was me.
yeah, sublevel is on the bottom right, and the overview, the outside of it, is on the top left. So at this point, if y'all want to take the map, tell me where you're going, and then while you two are sort of talking about that, David, what are you doing?
Well, my thought was there's now that I've got my leg taken care of, I'm going to try to find a terminal to hack into so I can try to figure out what's going on, see if there's anything that I can access. I'd like to try to find the mainframe, but I'm be happy with just the terminal access.
I think you.
I figured the medical block might have something, but
Well, the medical block has got. If you kind of look at um, intercom, medkit, auto dock. Let me kind of. So here, if you want to take a look, we'll see. You've got like a little personal thing. You can kind of bring up a map of it.
yeah.
You should be able to find access. You have an access terminal on the first floor, on the medical mainframe. Yeah, I'm looking on the first floor right now. I don't think you have a mainframe on the first floor.
There's one in A block. I see one in F block.
Are you looking on the second floor?
Yeah.
Yep. There is a terminal on the first floor of D block, the med bay.
Oh, so I just need to go down.
Yep.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll head down to get to the terminal
All right.
to start to figure out what actually is going on now that there's so much chaos. People aren't really paying attention to what I'm doing.
Okay. I will move you over to that part of it. Go ahead, make a. You have a comms tech roll plus. Don't you have like a? Was it one of your items something that makes that a little bit easier for you?
Yeah, I have a +2 Comtech roll. I have a data transmitter card with corporate clearance.
Yep.
Yep.
So when the modifier, go ahead and add +2.
Okay. So I click Comtech and add 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3. Okay, so with Comtech, let me bring up the book real quick because one of the things about here is so 1 is all you need to succeed, but when
Yep.
you get more than 1, you can actually spend those
Sweet.
for some extra bonuses. Nice when having only a handful of skills. Okay, so Comtech. Yeah, you could do. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future, so you can basically give yourself a back door. You can do it quickly in half the time. You can get new or unexpected information. You can hide your tracks. You can show off, or you can gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one. You have 2 of those options.
Okay. What was the first one you said where I basically have a shortcut?
Yeah, you basically can go. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. If you want to get onto the mainframe, like through the terminal,
Yeah.
you can have that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to
Yep.
make a note. You've got a back door into their frame.
Okay.
And do you want
Nice.
do you want the new or unexpected information?
Yes.
He says, going.
Yeah.
Um,
That was actually what I was going to pick.
yeah. Oh shit! Let me do something here real quick. I am going to add something really fast. Space. So yeah, as you're going through, there's a weird amount of. Make sure I get the right. Yeah. there's a weird amount of security clearances in here, stuff you've sort of seen before. And as you go through, you see a lot of stuff about like the xenomorph showing up. And if you look at the lower right-hand corner, one thing you discover is this classified map.
Oh, I think I accidentally clicked on it. It went away.
The lower right-hand corner in the
Is it the one that says sublevel 1?
classified.
Yes.
The Steekson's lab part, that does not appear in the full... Actually, make it a little bit easier. You can maybe see what the difference is. Let me do this real quick. Height. Let's go 40. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to drop this down to back. Oh, first let's go map layer. Okay, so you have on the map layer now,
Okay.
and I will actually, if you look towards the bottom, so basically here you can see the stuff that doesn't appear on the regular sublevel 1. There's a bunch of stuff in sublevel 1, like the labs. Can you see where I'm
Yeah.
down there. There's an
Circle.
entire laboratory down there. You notice that there's a lot of like top secret clearance down here, and a lot of stuff you see that goes along with something called the xenomorph.
Okay.
You also see that says 2 adult specimens captured, 6 eggs. And then 6 eggs
Okay.
is the information that you find.
Okay. All right. Is there a way for me to like download this information so I can access it later? Thing like
I'm trying to think of I don't think you actually just have like a handhold download thing. Do you have like what are your things you have with you?
Go back to my guy.
Your letter from your dead brother. You now have the pulse rifle. You get a chrome. So yeah, let's say you can make a printout.
Okay. A hard copy.
As it is dot matrixing
He
itself.
carries a dot matrix, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll say you can print it out of that area. So while you are doing that, let us go back to y'all on the
Perfect.
in the bar. What are you doing?
So there's nobody here. There wasn't a gunfight. Nobody's dead. They just all went different directions.
Yeah, as the guards all kind of like they took off after they captured, they took Ursmar into custody. Ursmar told them to go ahead and tell Nemesia what happened. So as they took off, basically all the guards left with to make sure that there's no problems. All of the rest of them either fled to go towards the refugee place if they were a part of that, or to probably go and hide.
All right. So
They were not.
we're going to. I said through the hotel, across to A block, and then over to the spaceport or to the landing pad.
So the problem right now is as you head down, and Carl, let me know if you're doing something different. As you head down towards where the air block is, you see that the actual walkway in between A block and B block has been destroyed. Like a big chunk of it has sort of fallen down.
Oh, I said through the motel. That's that L-shaped.
Oh, yeah, you went outside here.
Yeah, we were gonna
Dreamland
go.
Hotel.
We were gonna go through. Yeah, through. I can't touch my thing. Oh, I have it. Yeah, we were gonna go like this and over. Can you see that?
Yeah, and I'm assuming probably
There.
through the first floor.
There. Yeah.
The first floor where you can kind of get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and move y'all.
And across and over into A block and then up.
Yeah, and Carm, are you going with?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We were just assuming because I heard Nemesio say those things, and I saw the C4, and now we've heard multiple explosions.
Yes.
That's going to be the easiest way.
Yeah. As you come in, you see like a bunch of people like in here. There's some refugees and such who are running. Some of them are actually leaving and going outside and then heading towards like some of the other blocks.
Yeah.
You also see some guards and stuff coming in and starting to take posts. As you rush in, one of the guards is like, got the gun pointed on you and kind of looks at you and goes, I don't know who you are.
We do milk runs for Seegson. We just arrived with stuff. It went down. It got taken down. We're waiting for a shipment, and then we're off.
Okay. Let Captain know. Come here, and he kind of like waves you over with the gun to basically stand over by like one of the walls. What have you seen that's happened so far?
We
Well,
were in the bar, and then there were explosions, and we're trying to get back to the ship where we think it's safe, or at least safer.
yeah, we just came in with a shipment that was taken off, and we were told that we would be given a new assignment, a new shipment. So we're getting back to our ship.
Okay, so out of curiosity, is anyone trying a manipulation, or are you waiting for them to hear back from their
I
person?
mean, manipulation is not my strong suit. If Carm doesn't want to do it, I'll do it. But I am the last person to be manipulating somebody without a weapon.
Yeah, I don't think. I got to bring up my.
I'm great with machines.
I'm trying to bring up my. I don't think manipulation is. I'm trying to get back to my character sheet. I don't think that's my forte.
Yeah, you have a 0 manipulation. You have a 3 in empathy. I don't know where Tiz falls on that.
I have a 2 empathy and 0 manipulation, but
And command wise, you also have a 0.
yes, and a 2 empathy.
Now, mobility. If you try to sneak past, if there's like a 3 and a 1, there's a total of 4 on Carm's part.
Well, and I have a 5 and mobility 5-0.
Yeah, and also I think, don't you have the thing where you can push a second time
On agility rules?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I just don't know mechanically how the system works. Are we going to be able to sneak past?
So here's the thing: is to be able to do something, you only need a single success. Now,
You know what? Fuck it. What's it take to get his gun from him?
You want
Is
to
how many of them
combat?
have guns in this?
You wanna
Yeah.
do- yeah,
I have a question. Is Ilya here with us as well, or is he just the captain?
yeah. It's Ilya and the captain are with you.
Well, okay. So I'll say, look, I think I might have some sway, and I go to the guard who is looking at us and say, look, we just got here. We are not involved in any of this conflict or anything. We think that somebody has something important for us to take back on our ship, and we need to get back to that ship. And while I'm saying this, I'll keep my back to Ilya, and I'll slip out my flask and show it to the guard and say, I'm sure it would be very rewarding for you to let us back to the ship so we can take care of our business.
Make a manipulation roll and add a +2.
You're offering him good booze.
You're offering Ilya's booze.
I was just gonna stab him in the eye.
Honestly, I think Karm would be a lot better at that because Karm's got a 5 strength and a 3 combat.
I didn't hand her the knife.
Yeah, true.
And I didn't think to have her pick one up.
Yeah. Do you want me to make a roll for Karm, or do you got it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to roll that, so I got the 3 empathy
So
and I got the
manipulation,
+2.
+2.
These
Three
successes,
3
baby.
hits. Yeah, there's a moment where he just kind of goes and grabs the flask and goes, "Yeah, you're not a part of this. You just showed up. Go." And your
Yeah.
alien go, "What the fuck was that?"
I think Carm doesn't even,
Yeah,
maybe
Carm.
takes a
What the fuck was that?
and Carm, I think, looks back with a little smile on her face, but then she says, "Let's go."
All right. So
Don't ask questions. Let's just
was
go.
that passport vodka?
you're headed through the spaceport.
Yeah, heading to the spaceport.
All
Yeah.
right, Kasim.
Okay. Looking at the map, I'm seeing some very interesting things here. And I'm wondering if I can get to the lab. I see that if you're looking at the map that has there's a ladder on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here if I can.
Are you on the classified part of it?
Yes, the classified.
I
There's a
am
ladder.
Is that ladder in storage
Yeah,
or north of it?
yeah.
All right, that is going to be. That's actually going to be in. Oh, damn it! Here, let me. God damn.
Well, there's a ladder there, and then there's a ladder. The northern.
Yeah, if you go to E Block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. If you want to run out to E Block, you actually
Yeah.
you're kind of looking through and going, okay, from the first level. Let me. This is where the physical ones are nice. It's just so much easier to look at the physical ones. Yeah, for you, it's not hard to see sort of where that ladder is going to be. So
Okay.
yeah, so you rush through it over to E Block.
Yep.
Okay. Do a favor, make a mobility roll, mostly to
Okay.
see if you get there from like with all the other people panicking and doing shit.
Okay.
You probably get there. Part of it's just if there's a problem.
Sure.
on the
And,
way there.
do I need to put anything in? I have a 1.
Yeah, I would just hit that because it'll also use your agility.
Okay, so don't have to add anything to it.
All right, you are gonna succeed. However, you make a panic roll. Now, it doesn't matter how many face huggers you roll. It's just a single panic roll. Doesn't add anything else. You just make a panic roll.
Is 10 bad?
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen.
Yes.
10 is a freeze. You've been frozen by fear or stress, and I'm going to show you when it does. Lose your next slow action, your stress level, and there is no friendly PCs in short range of you, but your stress level increases by 1.
Okay.
As you are heading down, like you rush through, and you go through the you find the ladder, and
Yeah.
as you head down, you sort of turn, and there's like a guard that kind of comes. He's in there in that room, and he's pulling out a weapon out of part of storage, and he kind of turns and sees you, and you freeze for a second
Okay.
before you can do anything, and he just goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
Well, I'm with the company, and I'm not gonna do anything. I still have my weapon, but I'm keeping it down, and I'm gonna slowly reach into my coat jacket. I'm gonna hold it open. Here, let me say, hold it open, and take out my ID badge, and say, I'm here on official business, and I believe there's some cargo here I'm supposed to pick up. I put my ID back in.
Normally I would say manipulation, but I have a feeling you're manipulating here, or a command rather. But I think you're a little bit better at manipulation on here. So go ahead and make your, because I can also use a manipulation thing because you're not just out and out ordering.
Right.
Go ahead
right,
and make a manipulation roll.
Manipulation. There it is.
Add
Okay.
a -1 because this is everything's on high alert.
-1. Okay.
Okay. 3. So make another panic roll.
Make another panic roll.
Yeah, I think so. Add one more to your stress level. It sort of grabs it. You literally are just like. As he's looking it over, and there's that moment where just like he goes, "Yeah, I think I know what they're talking about." And he turns and starts walking away, and there's like a moment before you can actually like pull your shit together to follow him.
Okay.
Yeah, as he starts to make his way and boop and like pops himself through, sort of into the labs. And I'm really sorry. Give me like literally 20 seconds to go piss real quick.
Sure.
Okay, be right back.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but this is what I'm doing.
Because it's good story.
Always go to the lab.
Well, the same reason I went back into B Block. It's better for
Right.
the story than it is to run away from everything.
Right.
Although I am, instead of hunting you out, searching you out because fuck you.
Right. We're rivals, so yeah.
But also you're the man. You know what I mean? You're part of Siegson or whatever. And
Yeah. I gotta work for the company. I gotta do my job.
let's just say I have an ulterior motive.
I think we all probably do.
Well, I'm sure we all do, but it peak plays into my agenda not to
now,
try and help you.
let me ask this. And I
I'll
don't
tell you what my agenda is. I have no problem telling you my agenda. This round or this act is fuck the man. You've had your neck stepped on by Steekson ever since you can remember, and payback for past deeds is fucking well due. And if you die, I give zero shits.
Well, of course, because I work for the company. Which
Well,
I
and
get.
that's why I didn't even suggest heading after you. I was like, nope.
No, Michael, I don't. Does everybody else have? Because I don't know if this was a mistake, but Chariots of the Gods, is that supposed to be on mine?
Oh no, Cherish the Gods is a. How's it on yours? That is
Well,
a.
because
on
I
mine,
have,
too.
I had an Act One agenda, and I've been playing that.
Wait, what was your Act 1 agenda?
It says infected agenda.
Oh, how did that end up with you? No. Oh, wait,
I don't
you know
know,
what?
but
Oh, that was all players, because at one point I showed that to everybody when I ranked Chariots of the Gods. Chariots of the Gods is a... Oh! I thought you were just role-playing instead of... Okay, I thought
well,
you
I
were just-
was.
Yeah,
I
so-
was
Okay.
role playing.
That's Dave.
That agenda.
Okay, so literally that showed up to everybody, but you're the only one that noticed it. Yeah, that's actually for a different game.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I read
so
it.
funny.
I was like, this isn't us. So I
Oh,
wasn't.
that's so funny. Because part of me actually wondered, I'm like, he's role playing the shit out of this headache. Oh, he's using it to manipulate stuff. Oh, that's hilarious. No, you
Well,
okay.
but that was also my thought too. Because at first I thought that the doctor that I knew was a medical doctor. I didn't realize he was a scientist. So I'll use that to get to the medical lab and talk to the doctor. But
Yeah, Chariot of the Gods is one of the there's a cinematic adventure that comes with the book itself called it's essentially what happens before they show up in Aliens. It's on Hadley's Hope.
yeah,
And Chariot of the Gods is the other one that they've published. That's a cinematic. It says one shot, but trying to run that in a single session would do an injustice to sort of how good that thing is. So we did it in like 2 by cutting some stuff off. It was still really good. Yeah, so Chariots of the Gods is a different adventure. And, yeah,
I'll stop worrying about that now.
oh my god. Because part of me was like, cool, he's chosen this thing. It's interesting. It also gets him a reason to go places. I didn't know you thought like, no, I think that's a mechanical thing I got to worry about.
It's beautiful.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah, I just to let the rest of you know, if you don't have, I'll show it to you real quick. Wait, can I hit the show to players?
I can tell them what it says.
Yeah, I think I just changed the thing. I'll put it all players journals.
Oh yeah.
What happened? To my
Oh,
GM?
see, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because like
It says something is wrong. Your skin itches and hurts. Red blotches appear first on your hands, on your arms, and the rest of your body. And a crippling headache sets in. It feels like your head is changing shape. Finally, it fades, giving way to a growing urge to kill. Your fellow crew members are no longer your friends. They are your prey. You must kill all humans with your bare hands. So slowly but surely working that way.
because
I gotta tell you, I like that Kasim better.
Oh, that Kasim is not going away. Don't worry.
because the Chariots of the Gods one uses the Promethean thing where it does, like no player character shut off with that, but it's a possibility they can get infected by the spores, which start to transform them. Because the interesting thing is Chariots of the Gods, people are expecting xenomorphs, but they use the biomorphs from or the neomorphs from Promethean and the whatever the sequel to that one was. So it's a little bit different. I mean, it's essentially the same thing, but they're a little bit different. So like, the brilliant thing is the players are looking for your standard alien shit, but what they're getting turns out because like they're ignoring the spores and the other stuff they run through, which can infect players, and they got to make some rolls to see if they become infected. If they become infected, they've got that. If they end up dying, of course, then there's other NPCs they can then grab a hold of. Oh, now I'm playing this character. I had a character killed by a neo, or killed by an actual the neomorph, the alien, the white alien looking thing, and then he grabbed hold of an android and played that one.
Well,
Yeah, no, I was expecting something very very sinister with all of that, and was kind of relating it to the damaged crate in the that was being carried, to the scientist, and I was, my mind was filled with all sorts of hidden plots that were at work with all of this.
Oh, that's so
When-
I
funny.
didn't know what it was, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I was
well,
like,
in reality, I was just stupid. And
no, that was so cool because I thought it was like you're using, because like your I mean, I don't, your Act 1 agenda was to find out more about what's going on, because there's something someone's not telling you something, which at this
Right.
point isn't giving anything away. But yeah, I figured, oh, you're using that to get into these places, try to figure stuff out. So
It's like that Spinal Tap quote. There's such a fine line between stupid and
clever and
clever.
stupid.
Yeah, clever.
oh, I am so happy that happened. That was
Well, that's good.
not expecting it, but that's great.
All right, where we left off.
Okay, so yeah, basically as where you go. So at this point, you have a bunch of other scientists and stuff. You're brought into kind of this area, and you see that there's a room where there are these like completely glass rooms. Because as I recall, glass actually does pretty well against acid, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. These completely glass rooms, yeah, most susceptible to, resilient to most acids, that have in these two, like the long, like, the alien. They're in these two things, and you see another room, also which like that there are 6 eggs in them, 2 of which have, like, kind of already burst open.
Mm-hmm.
And you see them kind of, like, flopping out. The other 4 are closed, that are captured in sort of these rooms, and the one of the scientists sort of looks at you, and when the guard explains, and goes, okay, we're going to have to pack them up. It's going to be difficult to get them onto the ship, especially with what's happening now, but this is probably a good time to get them out.
So, just to be clear, there are 2 full-sized alien xenomorphs in glass cells. There are 6 eggs, 2 of which have burst, and there are face huggers burst from the eggs that have burst, and the other 4 eggs haven't opened yet.
I will add to that
They're
that
going
he
to-
saw one of the chest bursters escape from the 2 people who were being dragged from the med
Mhm.
bay back
Yeah.
into this laboratory.
Oh, I'm still having nightmares about that.
And one
I'm just
face hugger's
saying-
escaped.
But they're talking about packing them up to get them on the ship. Am I clear on what is that? I'm not there.
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure it's not a problem. I can't imagine anything bad would happen because
Not
of
at
this.
all. I'm just I'm being totally clear as we take off without him. Because we're headed to the fucking spaceport, which we bought our passport with vodka, I might add. And
Uh-huh. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask the scientist and say, the question I have is this this doesn't look safe to me.
He literally starts laughing, and I go, he goes, "Yeah, no, this is not safe at all. There's nothing safe about what we're doing here."
No. See, there's glass. Don't worry about it. It's not like breakable or anything.
Can we somehow like put them out? Like hypersleep, put them in a thing. I mean, just seems silly to take this risk.
He just kind of looks and goes, his eyes like, "You happen to know any way that's possible? There's not a goddamn thing we've found that seems like it's going to work yet."
Are they wanted dead?
No, we very much need them alive. Dead, they're no use to us. We actually have carcasses, which we're sending back as well.
Oh, great.
Hey, on a because I'm not there and I know none of this, but on a totally non sequitur line, I'm using my PRPUT uplink terminal, which allows me to remote control our spacecraft. to prep our ship for takeoff?
You think about your
As we flee from the Dreamland Hotel or motel into A block, I'm just doing the whatever pre-launch stuff I have to remotely.
okay. Sounds like a good thing to do. Let us at this point jump back to the spaceport.
Yep.
As you're sort of rushing in there, you have not only there are a number of guards, like in the spaceport as you rush through. You also can see out the glass panels and such. You can see that there are actually guards around your ship. There's a few of them that are actually there's the ramp is open for the ship, and you see a couple guards. There's 2 guards actually posted right outside of it.
Oh, great! That's awesome.
Yeah, and as you come in, you see some of the engines start to kind of pop up, and Lise just goes,
I had nothing to do with that. I swear.
fuck.
Yeah, you're telling me fuck.
So, Carmen Tiz.
Is there anybody? Is it just the guards here, or is anybody else around?
Oh, there are, you see the refugees and such in here seem like they are trying to stay the hell out of the way. But there are, let's say, 2 guards in front of the doors to the spaceport, and you've also got 2 that are sort of out where the ship itself is.
So, how many more of those flasks do you have?
I've got a couple more, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work again.
Are they going to let us onto the ship?
I'm looking around at the refugees, and if I can talk to one of them, I'm going to ask if Sakura is around currently.
Let's pull this back up real quick. Get up to where your character is. Probably to see if that's through here. Let's make a command roll for you, which is just your empathy, kind of straight up empathy.
I have none.
Do you want to push to see if he's there?
Yeah, I didn't get any successes with the first.
Yeah, no successes on the first one.
Sure, I'll push it.
You got 5 dice. You got a good chance of getting a success.
You now have 6 dice.
Wow, 3 successes and a face hugger.
Oh.
And you,
panic. Yeah,
you panicked.
Oh no! Oh buddy! As you're asking, you ask someone, is Sakura here? And someone's like, yeah, I think they are. You don't you got drop item, so you kind of got the hand on the is your religious symbol? I don't know what like.
Yeah, it's like a medallion that I wear.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it breaks and falls through a grate.
Oh,
you happen to be standing over, so you have lost your religious symbol. It's one you like. Your character would like if this was a campaign game, you'd be able to replace it later. But for right now, the religious symbol, because it's pretty much about all you have on you, is gone because you got drop item. As it kind of falls through, someone's like, "Yeah, I can get Sakura."
Okay.
And his faith falls through the grate as well.
So I'm gonna try and board the ship.
Yeah, as you go towards the doors, there's the 2 guards sort of step in front of you, and they're like, "No one's allowed into the actual spaceport, or into the actual. No one's allowed out to the ships."
But our ship is preparing for launch. I point at it. I say, our ship is preparing for launch. We have Siegson property that needs to be transported off here before. Well, you know.
Unless we hear something from Captain Montolio, if he's with you or give you giving you authorization, this stuff is staying here. We got stuff to load on.
Yeah, but we have to prep the ship for takeoff. We can turn on the engines remotely, but we can't do all the prep work. Have you ever flown a ship? I don't think you have. Do you understand what kind of prep work is taken to be
And
was needed?
he sort of steps forward. And this is one where he's gotten very specific orders, you can tell. He looks at you and goes, unless Montolio allows us to send this off, no one gets on the ship, nobody gets off.
Do I have a way to contact those two?
Yeah, this is 1970s technology. If they're on the ship, you could maybe use an intercom to get through to them, but you need an the intercom itself. You might be able to grab if you had any idea where they were.
Right. Well, there's I mean, looking at the map, there's stuff here.
Like a wall terminal?
Something like, yeah, there's a couple of different if I'm reading it correctly.
I'll move you up a little bit so you can see.
There's an intercom in here. There's
The only problem is right now you don't know where they're at, but the intercom.
Right, exactly.
You
That's
go
what
to the
I'm
intercom
saying.
and you can have it go to someplace specific.
Right. It's probably just in the lab. Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. Sorry. Finish what you were doing.
I was finished being shut down.
Yeah, I would say if somebody up there doing something, because like this is one where manipulation won't work because they were given very strict orders.
So I'm gonna have to sneak past them or shut up.
Either sneak or beat the living shit out of, which Karm is actually much better at.
And how many are blocking the entrance to the ship right now? How many guards are we talking about?
There are two guards in front of the ship, or two guards at essentially the gates to the ship.
But they have these big ass guns, right? These M41s.
Yeah, and there's two guards at the gate of the ship, and then two that are in front. And there's the four of you there right now.
I think. Well, I mean,
I just give Karm the look that says, I'm gonna back your play. I mean, you already know I'm going to because I followed you out into the freezing cold because of this Nemesio person. But I'm gonna back your play. Whatever it is, I'm backing it.
I don't think I can. We've got to get them away. I don't. With the guns, I think it would be suicide to try to force ourselves with all four of them. And we've got to get something where we can pull them out.
In game terms, Michael, what would it take to get the guns away from them?
Okay, so if someone wanted to do like a close combat and use one of their successes to pull one to say succeed, then one to do damage, or one to pull it away, you could do that.
So that's a strength thing. So, and honestly, if you get me a gun, Karm, I'm pretty good with a gun. I'm like really good with a gun.
Right.
But I have to have a gun to be good with a gun. But you feel a knife getting slipped into your hand, in the palm of your hand, and the small of your back. A kitchen knife. Like a big ass, super sharp kitchen knife that says, I got your back. Get me a big gun.
Okay, just one more question, and I don't. Under my weapons, I do have this bolt gun. I mean, would that be something that I am carrying on me?
No,
or
the bolt gun's pretty big. That's going to still be on the ship.
Yeah. All right. So here's what I might suggest. Let's get some of these refugees, roughnecks, and get some stuff that it looks like we need to put that stuff on the ship. And when we get close, I'll get a gun for you.
We're not going to get close. They're not going to let us out of the landing, towards the landing pad. They're not going to let us out the doors.
I think he's talking about the two people at the doors. There's two people by the ship,
Right.
but you got two guards that are
You
down
give me
there.
a gun, I can take care of the people by the ship. Well, we got two big motherfuckers with guns right here.
All right. Well, and I'm imagining I have 2 more flasks of vodka that might be a distraction.
I don't think manipulation is going to cut it. Whether you're going to fight these guys or
I'm
we're
going to
going to turn
apologize for
the
not
table.
having sci-fi guards on hand, which I probably should. So I will just put these here to sort of show.
I just don't think, I'm certain that what we're facing
Yes.
is either a fight or a turn. That's what has to happen. One of those two things. If you want to turn, I've got your back. And if you want to fight, I've got your back. However, you're better at fighting, and that's why I'm letting you make this call. But if you fight, because we've been in some scrapes together, I'm good with a gun, not as good with my fists. I'm not bad with my fists, but I am so much better with a gun.
Well, I think we need to fight.
Well, there's a kitchen knife being surreptitiously pressed into the palm of your hand at your
Yes.
back. So if that helps at all, I'm in. You just get him to drop his gun. I'll grab his gun and start shooting people.
Yeah. So I will take that kitchen knife, and I'll say, okay. So your information is that they are waiting for word from, what is the guy's name? Who they are
Montoya?
waiting? What is his name?
Montolio.
Montolio, yeah.
Okay. I think we got to make a play for it.
Do you look over at Ilio and basically, like, is he doing the same thing? Because Ilio is also, like, kind of a beast when it comes to...
Yeah, I think we get together with Ilya and say, look, the only way we're going to get back on our ship is we got to take care of the guards. And
The only way, Ilya, we're going to get back to the rest of your good vodka.
Which someone might have
on
taken.
the ship. It's all hidden on the ship.
The knife the knife gives you 2 damage instead of 1 damage. So if you want to make a close combat roll, or are you attacking the guard with a knife?
yeah, I think what I do is I'll try to get close before, and I'll be talking about, we've heard from Montolio, we're bringing the requisition from him that is giving us permission to load up the ship. And I'm kind of grabbing, say, here's the requisition. But when I get close, I will lash out with the knife.
Okay, so go ahead and make a close combat roll, and I go ahead and add 1 because they're not expecting it. Or you want me to roll for you, or you got it?
Yeah, if you would. Yeah.
Okay. Your combat is a 3 plus your strength of 5. You want at least 2. 1 to take. Yeah. So yeah, your question here is, you rolled a whole bunch. You outmove your enemy and can trade initiative scores. Are you trying to kill the person or just like cripple them? Or
I mean,
you can also knock or pull the weapon if you want to kind of grab it, then put a gun in his face.
that sounds pretty good to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So with the knife, you manage to startle him enough to kind of grab the gun, and so you don't want to do any actual damage to him.
Well, no, if I have him at gunpoint, I think I'm good with that.
Okay.
And I yell to, so there's a second guard, right?
Well, Ilya's problem, because Ilya's also just a fucking beast. The
Right.
same point, he's just and like this headbutts the dude and then grabs the thing and back at the thing again, and both of you then have them as they just sort of.
Can somebody give me one of those guns?
And I'll hand my gun over so he can hold them at gunpoint.
Okay.
I do appreciate it.
And Dave, what are you doing?
Okay, since I'm still in the lab, and I'm going to tell these guys, all right, our ship is tell them the Antigone, and we're docked, and we're prepping to take off here. I'm just making this up. I don't know what these guys are doing. I'm just saying we got to get these out of here because obviously, if you haven't already heard, there have been some explosions and sounds like there's some unhappiness, some unrest. We got to get these bad boys out of here. So you pack them up. I'll meet you at the ship.
Because one of them goes, all right. And so he goes, yeah, we'll get them. So you start taking off to get back up there.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And as you start to go into the next hallway, you hear like a.
That's a good sound.
Yeah. That's always
And
positive.
you probably look back like close enough to see one of them. And then, like, because one of the things that they kind of moved through the thing they had it held in had like, the malfunction happen. It shattered. So one of them is free as it reaches out. You hear some screaming. As one of them, are you like rushing for the storage? Head back up the ladder.
I'm out of there.
All right. Yeah. So as you are heading the fuck back up there to get upstairs,
Yes.
are we at this point? Are we good at calling it a day for Tuesday?
Yeah. Because
Good cliffhanger. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't want to pee my
good
pants.
sort of cliffhanger. We'll make a note that alien escaping.
I scared.
Yeah, so I figure if we're all good, we can finish up on Thursday.
Sweet.
And this is how the alien game runs.
Awesome.
I'll be honest. I was just trying to get to the ship to get to the guns that
Oh yeah.
that Ursmar had apparently secretly had me secret away. I mean, also to run away because let's be honest, I had my crew
Hooray.
and screw the man.
And Lisa's got access to some guns too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm scared. Well, thank you. That was great.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
Yeah.